Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy, Coach Lee. Happy hump day to you. It's Wiggity Wednesday. Welcome to the Parlay Perspective. We are 2 days away from the weekend. Ready to cut up like we always do, man. Exciting show today. First that we've ever done. We got somebody remote on the road, but he's still chiming in. Look like he's ready to give us the inner workings of the establishment. But, man, let's get my guy up in here, man, here to do his thing for the Cowboy and the Patriots weekend. Meta Watt.
You see me, man. I'm not in my usual location, man. Location disclosed, man. But y'all know I'm here. I'm in the Lone Star. But I ain't a Lone Star. What's going on, everybody, man? Parlay Perspective, man. Shout out to the fellas, first off, man, for just the hospitality today, first off, man. And overall, just seeing you guys, you and Unc, man. So, man, it's like a dream come true. No, it is a dream come true, you know what I'm saying? That's the motto of networking, man. You know what I'm saying? And doing biz and gaining friendships and things like that, man. So you can be here or here. You can be from this part of the world, but you get together, man. It's all love, man.
Absolutely.
Man, for real, man. So I'm happy to be close to you tonight. So I kind of feel like I'm next to you tonight. For real. You know, we start the show like this, man. But got to get here, because it's Patriot Cowboys weekend. Yes, it is. And obviously, we got to have somebody on the other side to make it competitive. That's sports. So we're going to bring in my guy tonight, Bill Belichick's grandson. Be funny tonight. My guy in the middle, Chili Will, what's going on with you, dog?
Shout out to inmate 4521562. What's good, fellas, man? Shout out to Toop making the trip down to the team. I'm sure y'all gonna chop it up and have some fun, man. We're gonna have some fun tonight too. Some news out there.
Definitely
just some news. Some fresh news. Some fresh off the meat rack news right now, man. Hot up the press.
Day news. It's some hump day news. You know what I'm saying? It's hump day. You know what I'm saying?
And this news affects all of our teams in a negative way, because at least as far as Vegas says.
At least Vegas says, but it's more on the East Coast where we live at.
Yeah.
No, I don't root for the team where I live at.
Right. But so yeah.
We'll get into that, man.
It affects my team the most, obviously.
So let's get it on, everybody, on this Wednesday. Will's interesting, man. Segues is kind of like the theme, man. It's kind of how we do, man. It's kind of how we relate, man, and circulate, man, and it's all good symmetry. But we've been predicting certain things for the last, say, 6 months on this man we're about to talk about right now, and that's Damian Lillard. Where would he go since he decided that he wanted to leave the Trailblazers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We kind of didn't want to end on an unhappy note, but all things come to an end. You stayed loyal to when you can, but in the NBA as well, it's a business. It's a business. So speculation's been going around all summer, a potential trade to the Heat. Well, guys like us were saying that potential teams could be low market teams, such as maybe the Raptors. The Bulls are high market, but in terms of the team, it's kind of low. And then we do a bone in a bone, and we have another unhappy NBA player that addressed himself this summer, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, Milwaukee Buck. So today, along with a swing dance, a trade was made. Damian Lillard finally out of Portland in a three-way trade with the Phoenix Suns and the Trailblazers, Bucks, and the Suns. So basically, Lillard goes to Milwaukee as part of a 3-team deal with Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tsunami Kamara, a 29 unprotected Milwaukee first, and unprotected Milwaukee SWAT in 28 and 30 to the Blazers. Phoenix lands Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. Now, we can speak on, the package deals and all that. That's kind of what people talk about when a player of Dame's magnitude gets traded. But in this sense, I feel like everybody won a little bit depending on the time frame. Now, that's just me. Ultimately, Milwaukee keeps the Giannis tour on for about 2 more years max. And Dame's there. So first off, how do you think Dame feels about this situation?
Somebody put up a tweet recently about him talking about it was a random question asked about him on Twitter. If there was one guy you would want to play with to try to get this ship and try to win with, who would it be in the league? Current player. And he said Giannis. So I'm pretty sure he's happy. He's okay. Would he rather be spending his days in Miami? Yeah, but that man filthy rich. He can get his way down to Miami. This ain't gonna be his home. He ain't gonna live here forever. He's gonna be here for a couple seasons at most. Right. I think he's already 33. We're not talking about some long-term situation here. This is for right now to try to get a ring. Dame feels like if he gets one, maybe even 2 rings, that he's gonna be solidified as one of the greatest point guards that ever played this game. And I don't know that we can really argue with that if he gets them. However, Milwaukee ain't exactly fun to go. I mean, it ain't like it's too much different from Portland, honestly.
Right, definitely.
It's not that much different, but I think the Suns played themselves. They got.
You think they no? You think that?
Talking about what?
You honestly think the Suns shot themselves? I was talking about this to Coach earlier when the trade first came in. I said the Suns, for what they want to do, for what they want to do right now.
Yeah.
It's their time now. We know the time bomb is ticking. So Phoenix, for what they got in Nurkic, which we don't really know how Nurkic is going to pan because he, through the years he's been hurt. So what? So Paul, he's decent. Grayson Allen's the one for me. Grayson Allen's the one for me for a bunch of guys that, in my mind, the tissue's kind of soft. Grayson Allen's going to bring some type of beat to it. A guy that, can go on there and see with a team like that. So I feel like everybody kind of won for a certain time or circumstance. Ultimately, who won the trade, in my mind, perhaps, is the Bucks right now. Because the Bucks sacrificed what NBA teams are doing, and they realize in order to stay in the race, you have to do things like this. And you don't give up Chris Middleton. You don't give up Brook Lopez. You still kind of got your core there, and you got a Dame, and anybody would switch that Dame for Drew Holiday, especially the way the league is ran now, in my eyes. They got rid of Budenholzer. That's going to be another Achilles heel. They'll deal with that in the coaching hand. But right now, you got Adrian Griffin with these 2 guys. Let's see if we can work it.
What up, Lewis? What up, Wizzo? Lewis, what you mean? We could definitely argue about that. I hope you're not talking about. We'll see what he's talking about. Like I said, I think it's gonna be fascinating to see what they do. These 2 basically superstars who kind of need each other at this point. The reason why I said the Suns played themselves is because, look, they got Nurkic out of the deal, and I do like Grayson. However, I do think even though despite like his stock not being as high, I do feel like you could have got a little more out of Aiden.
For Aiden, yeah.
Yeah, I think they just wiped it, like they just called it off because they were just like, man, this situation's ugly. We're tired of it, and I think they just moved on from there. But I just feel like they could have did better for that. But yeah, that being said, the Portland's already talking about moving Drew
Holiday.
Yeah.
I feel like the NBA. I feel like the way the NBA tilt the trade. I feel like what you're saying. Well, I feel like the NBA kind of tilted it that way. So even if you got Scoot that's gonna have to build himself to be the type of player that he could be, and Ayton's kind of like the guy. Not necessarily because you got other guys on the Blazers that's going to pick that spot up. Anthony Simmons should have a bloaster year, definitely. Shout out to him. Shout out to Scoot now. Scoot knows what the situation is. Obviously, Dame's gone. We already knew the situation, I guess, but we just didn't know who he was going to get traded to. I just feel right now all three teams, as for some point of merger, wins. Scoot gets to, start his chapter. Ayton gets to start fresh somewhere where it's close to, I guess, Arizona. Go back and forth. And honestly, the Bucks try to contend in the East with the likes of the Celtics, the Heat. If you want to keep Philly in there, go ahead. And all, it shakes a little bit up for the NBA, man. Another team with two stars. And like you said, he didn't really lose much in it. You know what I'm saying? Guys that you probably would have traded anyway, Drew Holiday. But the sad thing about Drew is he stated yesterday, I guess before the trade, that
I'm gonna be a Buck for life.
And he wouldn't want to see himself in any situation like that. Now we know obviously the Blazers said they're looking to trade him now, looking like he don't want to play in Portland. That's what it always seems like when a player immediately, gives his wishes, go to a possible contender. Somebody was saying to me Lakers today, and I'm like, flipping for D'Lo, and I'm sitting here like, the last thing we need is another older guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't really like that idea. But in all, Drew's going to be somewhere. Somebody's going to want his services, use the services. He's still a great player.
To Jesse, yeah, bro, nah. We're like, first of all, the cap, in terms of cap, the way that trade is going to work, Drew's on the books for $36 million this year. And that being said, Brogdon is at 22. That trade exception is only worth 6. That puts you at 28. It's not enough. You $8 million away still. And the only other player to get you there
is Pritchard?
No, because that's only $4 more million. That gets you to 32. You're still short by 4. The only other player to get you there is Horford. So it's not worth it.
Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Paul Lewis out here. Shout out to you fellas, man. Anthony, I would have traded away Middleton and kept Holiday. No, I wouldn't have. Because at the same time, the way they're going to play the game is the attack's going to be on Giannis and Dame. So now Chris Middleton can kind of, restill himself for what he was a few years ago. Not in the stat sheet, but in terms of the production. You know what I'm saying? And overall health. And he don't have to really do as crazy much as he was doing last year.
Anthony, the point of adding Dame is to add another scorer / shooter, like a dominant scorer / shooter. If you keep Drew and Dame, I like that you have 2 guards who can handle the rock, except now you have 3 people who need to handle the rock. So, you're better off having Middleton out there on the wing, ready to shoot. Yeah, Middleton's always injured, but, actually Dame been injured lately too. So Drew has been hurt too, right? Drew's been hurt too, right? He's been less hurt than Middleton. That's for damn sure.
At the same time, you got Middleton. You just read him up. Usually guys that get read up the way he gets read up, you're not getting traded to a team, and nobody's gonna probably want you in that money still right now until you prove that you're worth that extension, which Middleton did get this summer.
Unless you Drew Holiday.
Unless you Drew Holiday, man. It sucks, man. Maybe he ends up somewhere, where it's coated, man.
And to Lewis, Drew, there is not really any such thing as enough for Drew Holiday right now, simply because his game versus his contract, it's out of proportion now.
Yeah.
36 million.
Milwaukee did him a solid.
36 million for what he brings to the table now is not like you. At that point, you got to just make contracts match. You're not going to find anybody who's like at that contract level. And also, it makes sense. Like it's not going to work.
So, a couple of things with everything's going on as far as the fallout from that. Obviously, first question is Dame's contract. Obviously, this year it's at $45.6 million at the age of 33. Next year is a player option at $48.7 million. my question for y'all is: do you think he is going to stay and honor that part of the contract on the back end of it, or you think he tries to either extend it or move on to another team?
Oh, it depends how it goes. Also, Lewis, then tell me what's Drew worth to you, Lewis, since you got opinions on this. Look, it depends on how this year goes. If this year goes well, like if they get to the Eastern Conference Finals and
they're the favorites right now, as of about an hour ago, they became the favorites for the 2024.
Yeah, but like also, so did the Suns right away when they got
they're together. Because the new look. We know how the NBA rolls now. The new look. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna blow it out proportion, blow out the window, try to get as many dollars as they could, in the bankroll, and then they'll come to reality as being the better team that people say they're gonna be, or they're not. Honestly, good willing for the Bucks right now. I mean, you got to play to win. I've been saying that forever, and people don't like when I say it, but you got to play to win. And simply in this NBA, you got to play to win. And the reason why they're projected to be the best team probably in the East Conference betting-wise is because every other team in the Eastern Conference hasn't proved that they can get there and win. So maybe this team could be the team to win. Definitely, I don't think so. I think competitively, I would still take the Celtics. That's just me. But then the Heat prove otherwise, and that's pretty much it. But there'll be a sleeper in the East too, competing with them. Hopefully we had that team as the Cavs last year. Maybe it's a different team this year, but in all, man, it's a good booster for the Eastern Conference.
I think a lot of Celtics fans are just acting like, we're still the favorites because they're gonna have growing pains. The Celtics are gonna have growing pains too. We still have a coach that no one knows if he knows what he's doing, and we just added Kristaps Porzingis, got rid of Smart. Our team has some
Glass.
Yeah, our team got some shit to learn as well. So I don't think it's anyone who's a Celtics fan saying that we should still be the favorite in the East. Yeah. They need to check that shit at the door.
And to the champion losers, you're absolutely right. Great statement. Nuggets is still the favorite. I mean, until they lose, somebody beat them in the playoffs, or they don't make the playoffs, or they losing the chip. It's this.
So as far as Dame's contract, again, he can obviously Milwaukee has his bird rights now. They can even after that the second year of the player option, they can extend him out another 2 years after that, where he would count 58.5 and 63.2
for a 35 or 36-year-old player. I just don't know why you do that. At that point, the reason you do that is if you've won two in a row now. Like that's why you would re-sign him. If you don't win these next 2 years with this team, barring like an injury that keeps you back, it's time to reset. And you got to reset in a way where you trade for picks because you just leverage your future. You just gave away a 28 and 2028, I believe, and 2030 first round pick, I think unprotected. So, and it's shaping up that team ain't gonna look so hot by that time.
Okay, so I can definitely see that because at the same time, if he does take up that player's option, by the time that one's done, he'll be done at the same time Giannis will be done. He'll have the option if he wants to take advantage of the player option as well. So it's a fluid roster.
He'll also have the option for a rocking chair at that point.
Yep.
So
he'll be 31 at the end of the player option. So let me ask y'all this. So we had mentioned, obviously, we called it here as Milwaukee being one of the designated teams. We talked about Toronto, who almost got him. They were talking to him earlier today. But the other team that was mentioned that didn't get him, Miami. Jimmy B feeling some type of way about it. So let's see here. We got
This is high rate robbery. Man, this is high rate.
Okay, so he couldn't believe it when he heard it. And then since then, he's also come out and gave a little bit more details on him calling for the NBA to investigate this. Let me get this one pulled up here.
Yo, NBA, man. Y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering. Yo.
So obviously, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is tongue in cheek.
Jimmy Cap, for real.
They need to investigate what the fuck is going on with his hair. That's what they need to
Yeah, it looks like some peanuts or something in the top of his
he
head.
wilding out right now with them beads. Lewis is 100% right. He's coping. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's trying to deal with the bullshit.
I feel Jimmy, man, not in the sense of investigation and all that extra stuff. Now that's just over exaggerating it, but he kind of knows where this Heat team's going in terms of just like, just being the team in itself. How many times can you get to the finals with the team that you have? He basically he wanted that guy. He wanted that piece, but at the end of the day, that kind of demeans your basketball team now, what you think of it now, since you're going like this about not getting Dame. Now that's going to be interesting to see Miami.
And that's what Lewis means by he's coping. He's dealing with the fact that he wanted him. He thought it was going to work out, and it's going to be an awkward conversation with him and Lowry in the locker room next time they're in there.
Right.
And maybe an even more awkward conversation with him and Hero, because the only way, I'm pretty sure from what they were saying, that the Trailblazers were going to do that is if Hero was involved.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to throw something out there. And Lewis, I'm sorry. I thought you said capping. So,
coping.
So, definitely cope. But now, I think now that the Heat, it sucks to say, but at some point during the season, you're going to have to go back to your first option. James Harden. You're going to have to. No. But right now, you get in a situation like everybody's got to cope with the situation with Dame not going to Miami now. And now Miami, we know they're going to they're going to come out and show out. They're a great team, great organization, great coach and staff, all that stuff. But ultimately, we know they need another piece. They need another piece. Look, I think that could be something they go for. And it could be ill, but I feel like that could be
if Harden's your reality, then I understand why the Heat fans would be sad today.
Yeah, because he would destroy that team. Let's just be honest about that.
Like, here's why. It's not just about Harden. It's about he doesn't fit that culture in any way, shape, or form. It's not about, like, at that point, it's not even about the player and his ability. It's about he fits that locker room least of anyone in the NBA. Like, anyone.
No. And that's the case, honestly, now with what's going on in the last few years with a lot of locker rooms. There's a lot of guys now, you could say like a Kyrie, for instance, or, like a James, like those guys, just like the chemistry, not even the chemistry, but it's like the vibe they bring to the locker room is going to be but you can't discredit what these guys can do, when they do it.
With Harden,
so
you can. Like, that team defends 1 through 5. Harden doesn't defend chairs. So, like,
I feel that, I'm just saying that's something that Miami could do. I'm not saying they're gonna do it. Now,
they could. But
in the summer. If he didn't re-up with the Clippers, Russell would have been good for the situation. But now also, you have to go somewhere. What's going on? What's going on with you?
Wouldn't trade a baby. What up, out there showing out with the fantasy squad. I see you. taking flicks with my man Took. I see you.
You would not trade a bagel for Harden, but we're not GMs. We're not any of that. And at the end of the day, he still has value.
Hey, we're gonna have a long conversation about them Crocs, though. That's all I'm saying. That's my dog. But look. But man, like, look. Honestly, I think even as a locker room, not just the fit on the team and none of that. If you're in the Heat locker room and the Heat go out and get Harden, I think everyone is in there like, oh, we bailing water out of the ship now. Is that bad? That's how we looking at it. Like we that panicked because y'all just was in the finals without Tyler Hero on the floor.
Yeah.
And you think they don't need him. They need to stay as far the fuck away from Harden as they can.
Well, definitely, man. But they don't want to deal with disgruntled players. And that's where I'm kind of just sensing that something like this possibly will happen.
I like this, though, right here, what Lewis just said. Where does Buddy go? Buddy's a better fit there. Also not a defender. but he adds shooting that they need help with.
Yeah. With Strauss and them all gone, he's a good mixture that way. You know what I'm saying?
For that roster, I think they could get him to buy in on the defensive end. Enough for him.
But they still no. But they still gonna need a guard that can bring the ball up, and they don't. And Lowry's gonna be. This is where I lead to James Harden.
Do they? My man balled though. Vincent balled. Is Vincent gone? Where'd Vincent go?
He went to the Lakers.
Oh, he did go to the Lakers, right?
Yeah. So now this is where I'm just saying this negative vibe is an ill segment and ill. I'm sorry that this is in the world we're in now, and I have to just think of things for Miami possibly to do, and that's on my mind. But that to me, that's kind of what it's smelling to.
Buddy ain't going there.
Who are the free? Why? Who are the free agent guards?
I would tell you where Buddy gonna go. You know where he gonna go.
You want him to go to Dallas?
Yo.
Let's finish this quarter strong. Let's go, man.
Yes, go Mavs.
Yeah, cut that out. No, I don't care about that shit.
Get off that Tim Hardaway Jr. contract.
Overrated
send him on his way.
They'll just be fine without that trade for Hill. Yeah, but at the end of the day, who you trading for Hill? Second round? Who you trading for Hill?
Couple of seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking at these guards that are free. I don't even know if this is the right.
I mean, soon enough, it'll come all full circle, man. And that's why we love the conversation. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do, man. You know, something's gonna happen. Maybe one way, maybe the other. But hey, man, it's good that we're able to, try to process and try to predict where things are going. Hopefully, ESPN and all those other guys don't kind of repeat what I'm saying tomorrow, because I'm going to say, as I always say, they copy us.
Absolutely. So next up, fellas, so we want to switch it up a little bit. We got a little NFL news. Robert Saleh, he seemed it'd be kind of weird. You've been hearing the news about Kaepernick wrote them an open letter to try to petition for the job.
This motherfucker writing love letters now.
Yeah, but it seemed like he's pretty locked in to Zach Wilson. Do you think it's a mistake for him, and what do you think the Jets QB outlook should be?
Man,
because right now he's 30 for 63, 327 yards, 1 tub, and 3 picks.
Y'all know I don't even gotta wait because I covered my stance on Monday, which is just fucking ride it out, tank. Who cares? Like, this team is there's no quarterback on the market that makes you live up to what this team was supposed to be. You're in the AFC, which is tough as it is. You're in the AFC East, which is still tough with the Bills and the Dolphins already good.
And the solid New England team.
Exactly. Tank. Just tank. Get Caleb if you can. I mean, it's gonna be, and he's that bad. I think that's why Saleh want to stick with him, because he's that bad that a team this good and young can still end up with a high pick, like a top quarterback in the draft, considering how bad he is. So just do that. Saleh's the type of guy, the type of coach that I don't think he'll lose the entire locker room over one bad year that they were supposed to have Aaron Rodgers in. And I don't think anyone in that locker room is going to be like, oh, man, he didn't go out and get Carson Wentz. Or he didn't go out and get Colin Kaepernick, who's writing letters with a "do you like me?" check yes or no at the bottom. Like, bro, it's
Hold on. I'll be real with you. The question is, did Saleh even get that? Did Saleh even get that decision? You know what I'm saying? Like, at all? Like, Saleh, no, he doesn't. We know he doesn't. He doesn't get the decision. But ultimately, like, I agree with what you're saying. Play the season out. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is now you got Aaron Rodgers. He's every day talking about the Jets. He's on Pat McAfee still talking about the Jets like, I want to be back out there, and I'm not retiring, and I'm coming back next year. So he's putting that pressure on you guys like he did with the Packers last year. Kind of. If you kind of look at it, to me.
Yeah.
And then you have your own mind with Zach Wilson. You're already in the dreaded headache. So the worst case scenario is, Aaron is projectedly the better player. Even hurt, Aaron's still better than Zach. So yeah, tank. Not even taking a stance, but take your season. You know what I'm saying? Are you really with Zach Wilson right now, you're not better than any of the teams in the AFC East right now.
Right.
Possibly with whoever you want, you're still not better than the rest of the 3 teams in the AFC East. Probably the Patriots, but Patriots just beat you, and they're gonna continue to beat you 15 straight games. So
yeah. The funniest part is riding this thing out with Zach Wilson is tanking. So that's all they gotta do. Just like
So you wouldn't go after Wentz, McCoy, or Foles?
All right, so I say if we get to week 8 and they have one more win than they do now, or maybe like one more win, sure, go get Wentz. This way you could be like, we tried, and you're gonna be in the same
Sell
spot
it to the fans.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the same.
Simeon. They went to go get Trevor Simeon.
Yeah, which is essentially what I'm talking about, which is basically we're gonna ride it out with Zach. We got a veteran behind him who's, you know, McCoy would actually probably see. McCoy is what they don't want, because McCoy will make you
put you in a position to win
him, but not enough. So he'll make you Alexander the pretty good, not Alexander the great. So you're gonna like you not. That's not gonna help you. Like
somebody said this though. I think Sherman said this. Sherman said they got the first round pick back because Aaron didn't play the percentage of snaps.
That's right. Yep.
So basically,
65% of the snaps.
If you're gonna go get a QB, he said, go get the guy that Will says, put you in the best situation if you don't want to tank. Yeah. Now we think they should tank, put you in the best possible situation to, try to get in the dance and be in the dance, but not the best possible position because you lose and then you get a high draft pick. Go get Kirk. If you don't want to tank and you got that first round pick, go get, because at the end of the year he can still be out anyway. You can let him go, and he can go get signed to wherever you want to go, and you can start Kirk Cousins the backup. Yo,
Chris. No, Matt Ryan is not available. He already told everybody to pound saying he's done.
Yeah,
he's officially
thanks,
done.
But no
and
thanks.
Yeah, and Kirk the goat. Oh man, Kirk the 1 p.m. goat, and not even this year. He fucking can't win with a good team still in offense. Although they need a running game over there. Right. Man, yeah, exactly.
Kind of cheap right now.
Cheap in terms of what, contract?
Yeah, he's on a $20 million cap hit right now.
Right. So the fact that he's cheap and that the Vikings still think that they are something means he's going to cost a lot or not even be available.
Kirk is the GOAT, man. New York got a lot of things to do, but the only thing you really got to do this year in New York, because everybody's under the impression that your season's pretty much done, it just be better than the Giants. That's all you got to do. Keep your name on top of the New York Times.
That's true.
New York
and
Post.
run the damn ball.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with him, man.
How you gonna sign this running back, have this running back come back, and y'all not doing nothing with him?
Yep.
Nothing. Makes no sense to me.
All right. Next up, this is Will's part. He likes talking. Well, I won't say he likes talking about this, but he covers this very well. And it's the week 4 injuries that we have going on right now.
Hey, just don't be like AC Slater with the news, man. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And if people don't know, AC Slater, Saved by the Bell, had an episode. They had a sports show. And he was the best sports guy in the school, so they let him get a shot. And AC Slater bogged the whole shit. So don't be like AC Slater, Will. Go ahead.
So for the Thursday night game, got the Lions and the Packers. For the Lions, David Montgomery is questionable. But for the Packers, Aaron Jones is questionable, the hamstring. Christian Watson is questionable with the hamstring. David Bakhtiari is out. And I believe Jair Alexander is questionable. So that's some big injuries on the Packers side. Even though they won, regardless, they came back on them Aints.
Right.
But that's a lot against the Lions, though.
It's a lot against the Lions, but I'm hearing those guys are going to play.
Okay.
And those guys are going to play tomorrow. It's going to be a hell of a game. It's definitely going to be a good showing, for the Lions. Obviously, a division foe. They always got some good games up there between them. Played a good game last year to end the season, but, it ended in a note for the Lions. I think it's going to be a good game tomorrow, but they need all those players. I think they all play tomorrow. David Montgomery, I don't think he's going to play. Sorry. For the Lions, I don't think so. And why'd you go rush him back? Why?
So I got a little. I know what this is about, but I got a little distracted as to why I hate talking about a certain. What do I hate talking about here? It was said that you guys said that I didn't want to talk about, or I hate talking about something here at the beginning of this. I don't know what that was about.
No, you don't know. I think he said you like talking about injuries.
Oh, the injury. Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, he said you like talking about injuries.
It's what we're here to do. That's one of the things we're here to do on Wednesdays. We're here to talk about what happened throughout the year. So look, those. I don't know if Montgomery's gonna play, like you said. Bakhtiari, how bad is his? I didn't see how bad his injury was, or like what the timetable was for him.
For him, his is a knee. They're saying he's out.
All right, so it's gonna be a rough one with like that. Your best player on your line, but look, man, Love is doing some things. Although he had to make a comeback against a team that he probably shouldn't have had to make a comeback against, because the Saints are pretty anty. They ain't really
tread lightly, man.
Yeah, I know.
They gonna come for you.
Boss man Junior out there. Yeah, look, I think the Lions probably gonna win this week. It's gonna be close though.
Okay, so next up we have the Falcons at the Jags. Cordell Patterson, he's questionable with a thigh injury, and Zay Jones is still showing. I believe he's showing his out with the knee.
I feel like
Devin Lloyd is out as well with a thumb injury.
I feel like I've barely seen Patterson play this year.
And you're probably not going to see him play this season. I think he's going to end up being bait when he gets healthy.
So?
Yeah, I think he's going to be bait. I think they have a loaded running back.
Ain't no carries for him now.
And
but he could play wide out too. I would keep him.
I mean, you could do that, but I feel like, you could probably shoot him out his value. You're kind of trying to go on with the new, kind of get away with the old, but it sucks that we're talking about Patterson because he's a serviceable guy.
Such a weird player to be touted the way he was. To be touted as the way he was at receiver coming out of Tennessee, and then for it not to work, and then he ends up making it as a returner and running back. It's just a funny ass player.
It definitely is a funny player, in and out, man. Definitely, man. Just playing so many positions, man. And now the team is probably the best it's been in a few years, and you want to contribute to that, man. I hope they could keep him. I hope they do keep him. I mean, because they obviously have that option to keep him. But yeah, man. Right now, early with the injuries, man. Maybe if the Falcons continue to stretch these wins out, they'll probably think about that. Nickelodeon style, Toy Story style for the Falcons Jaguars on Sunday, correct?
Yep.
That's early game too.
Wait to see it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Dolphins and Bills, as far as like Armstead, the offensive tackle, back, ankle, and knee, and Connor Williams with the groin injury. There's listed as probable. And then on the Bills side, Micah Hyde, hamstring. It's a lot of hamstring injuries.
You're not going out early, man. Early weeks of the season, man. Some people not playing, man. Probably dealt to the injuries, man. But you said on the Dolphin side, Armstead, correct?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely need that. For the Bill side of Hyde, they both need those players, man. But ultimately, this is not going to come down to those two. This is going to be a whole different situation right here. We kind of see the Bills play up to what they're supposed to against teams like Miami and shit. But, I mean, let's see if Miami's really the deal this week. I would love to see James, continue to shout, man, because it's definitely, it kind of feels decent when Miami's winning games.
That's true.
The way they win it.
Is that Falcons Jacksonville game overseas?
Yes, London.
Yeah. Good for them.
Damn, week 4 is kind of early.
They're gonna be exhausted.
Broncos and Bears, the shit bowl. Oh, we got Jerry Jeudy with the knee injury for the Broncos. And then on the Bears side, you got Josh Blackwell, cornerback with hamstring as well.
Hey,
Tostitos Flush Bowl.
Right. Well,
and Frank Clark as well for Broncos. I missed that.
And not a lot of injuries, man, on the side. Injuries are bad, though, so it's going to be Oh man, it sucks, man. You got Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, man. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say on the show tonight, but one more black QB about to be out the house this year.
Who?
Yeah.
Fields? Wait, Fields? Yeah, Fields. I mean,
No, I'm talking about one of them. I'm talking about, and then Russell's a lot of bread, but I can see them throwing him in the shitter too. They really can't because they paid him an acre and a mule, but shit.
at this point, I don't even care about color. They just bums. Like
No.
Fields stepping up, Russ stepping up.
I understand that, but one of them is one of them. This game right here.
Oh, they both gonna be like somewhere else. I think next year.
Prediction later, man. We're gonna see who we pick.
So for Russ, they can't move Russ.
That cap's crazy, right?
Yeah, if they move him next year, he's an $85 million dead cap hit.
That's the biggest ever. We already know the biggest ever we've ever seen was like 40, and that was Matt Ryan, and they're not gonna do that ever again. So yeah.
And then the year after that, he counts as $49.6 million.
Oh, so, I guess then in all they're gonna try. They're gonna.
That's right.
So their best bet is to eat that contract, have him just sit his ass down. If he ain't gonna perform, get you a high draft pick of a younger quarterback and get him groomed ready to go.
That's why I think may happen if he can't get traded now. Since I know he
that
can,
is
possibly
from a locker room and fan perspective. That is literally the polar opposite of the Jet situation. It is like you sit that man, you're gonna lose everyone, no matter how bad he's playing, just because they just gonna assume that he gives them the best chance. So the only way you could get away with that shit is who is their backup. Who's his backup right now? I should know this, but unless that person came in and started destroying, like really taking over and winning them games, that's the only way you can get away with this. It's the only way. Otherwise, they're gonna be stuck watching Russ play however he's been playing lately.
Jared Stidham.
Wow.
Stidham.
He was with the Saints, right?
I don't know. He was the Patriots for a while. Then I think he went to the Raiders. He followed Josh McDaniel.
Okay.
And I don't know if he ended up on the Saints at some point, they would just, I don't know, that'd just be funny. But he's whack. So you're stuck with Russ cooking hot dogs.
This is the third straight year. That potentially Russell week 4. I think week 4 last year they played in another shit bowl, and that was against the Colts. So I think this is the second annual Russell Wilson shit bowl, and he's bringing Justin Fields to the party. Man, great way to treat your homie, man.
Yeah, and let me be clear, it will not be the last shit bowl for Russ because he's not playing well.
So now at the parlay, we're gonna announce today that this is the second annual Russell Wilson shit fest. Tune into it if you would like to. If you'd rather watch the Toy Story game and probably not watch that, those games are 2 different times, but you're probably gonna get more views from the Toy Story game than that shit fest.
I didn't check the docket. Are we covering in any way this Toy Story game? By the way, can we just tangent right now and talk about this bullshit? I ain't got kids, but come on now. What are we doing?
Disney. This is what Disney's doing. This is what ESPN's doing.
Yeah, Disney.
You gotta follow the rule of what?
Y'all in or y'all out on that? Y'all gonna watch this? I mean, sit your kids down. Watch the Toy Story bowl.
I don't want my kids to visualize football in that way at all. I'm gonna be real with you.
Same here.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to do that. I don't want my daughter or my son thinking that Woody's gonna come on the field. That's not gonna fucking happen.
What's funny is y'all agree, but it means very different things coming from each of you because your kids are grown, coach. So he's like, I don't want my kids to watch football like that.
Your grandkids, though.
Fair to say. I just pictured your adult kid and you're like, I don't even want them watching this shit. Like,
yeah, Sterling looking at me like, what the hell is this, Pops?
Yeah. I mean, but to toot his own man, the slime, the playoff game, with the slime and all that. People thought that was fascinating to agree, but I don't think this Toy Story thing is fascinating at all.
I know why it is. February the 8th of this year, Disney announced a 5th Toy Story film is in development.
So the NFL is just trying to eat that bread, man. Hey, I'm mad at you, but hey, You don't need a view in. You don't need a view in me.
That's funny. That is funny. Disney
Ravens
gives Prince money. It's annoying. They don't need to.
Yeah, they do.
Ruin
They
art.
own everything now. Ravens and Browns. Ravens running back on here is not surprising. Justice Hill with the foot, Odell Beckham with the ankle, Bateman with the hamstring, Ronnie Stanley with the knee, Linderbaum with the ankle. Man, Marlon Humphrey with the foot, Marcus Williams with the pec, and Kyle Hamilton with the back.
Now, are they all questionable or all definitely missing the game?
They don't have a status on it, but just shows the injuries that they're dealing with.
Also, do they have an active running back on the roster? It just seems like everyone's hurt. Hill was supposed to be the one that would step in. Is
Gus Edwards is supposed to come back. He's on concussion protocol.
Okay. Dobbins is done. Gus Edwards trying to come back.
No,
but come back from concussion protocol.
Hold on. Gus Edwards is the only guy right now that is on the roster that is not hurt. You got Keaton Mitchell on the IR. Of course, J.K. Dobbins gets hurt. He's on the IR for the season. Justice Hill is questionable. So Lamar Jackson may be the running back once again for the Ravens on Sunday, like he is just about every game.
Just like every game, yeah.
And I'm gonna be real with you too. Another thing, man, out of the box, but it looks like there's gonna be 100 catch plus season for Zay Flowers.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're all gonna go for like 4 yards apiece, but yeah, he's gonna catch a bunch of balls if he stays healthy.
4 yards, yeah, I can see that.
They're gonna act how about he had a QB?
Okay.
For the Browns, Watson with the right shoulder and Kareem Hunt, who just got signed, ribs and a groin. I think that's probably more of out of shape than anything.
Yeah, I think it's more out of shape than everything. They bolstered that defense though, man. Deshaun got to be somewhat healthy to try to keep the balance on the side of the Browns, man. Browns look decent. I mean, you can take the Steelers game in the helm because of the Nick Chubb injury, but in all, the defense is playing good. The offense just needs to kind of try to match that. They're not really asked to do much, you know what I'm saying, but to keep the game contained.
That's true.
Because Deshaun Watson's making that money, and sometimes he be thinking a little bit too much.
Bengals and Titans. Obviously, today they had a walkthrough practice, so it's an estimated practice report. Joe Burrow did not show up on it. Charlie Jones with the thumb, don't know who that is, and Irv Smith with the hamstring. And on the Titans side, Treylon Burks with the knee, Luke Gifford with the quad, and it's pretty much it as far as significant injuries.
Mike, for them, Treylon Burks, man, how's that looking? Crazy.
Yeah, it's not going great.
It's not going well.
The Rams and the Colts. The rookie sensation, Puka Nacua for the Rams with the oblique. Tyler Higbee
played with last week.
He did. He practiced on a limited basis today. So he suffered it in week 1, so they're just managing it right now. Tyler Higbee, Achilles. And for the Colts, Quinn Nelson, toe, and DeForest Buckner, groin.
God damn. Both of them dogs? Damn. That's
and you got the news of I'm drawing a blank on the running back right now. Running back for the Colts.
Is Jonathan Taylor still there?
Jonathan Taylor. He's still saying he wants out when he gets back.
Oh shit! He did what? He said that?
I mean, he could want out, but is he going to sit the games out? Is he willing to sit out? That's the question.
He's not going to do that.
Right. So it all sounds great, but they're not going to trade him.
He got that bounces value, man. This is what you do. This is the responsibility of being a man and a professional, man. You don't have to redo your value somewhat.
That's true.
You have to do it in Jersey. Can't do it on the streets.
The Bucks and the Saints. Vita Vea, pectoral, Devin White, foot on their side. The Saints, obviously, the significant one, the right shoulder of Derek Carr. And concussion protocol for Cesar Ruiz. center.
Yeah. Derek Carr ain't playing this week.
Nah, I don't think so.
We know he's a man that comes.
Some crab.
Crab legs will be starting this weekend with a mix of Taysom Hill.
The Commanders and Eagles. Logan Thomas concussion for the Commanders. On the Eagle side, Quez Watkins hamstring, Fletcher Cox knee, and both safeties Sidney Brown and Justin Evans.
Yo, I have a question about the Commanders, man. Why are they tight ends always hurt, man? God damn.
Yeah, they do.
Concussions running around that tree, man. Jordan Reed, my guy, suffered from a lot of concussions, and then now you got Logan Thomas hurt all the time. Now you got concussion. Like, damn, can't get it right there.
Vikings and Panthers. Marcus Davenport, edge with the ankle injury. For the Panthers, Miles Sanders, groin. Jonathan Mingo, concussion. And Xavier Woods, hamstring. As well as C.J. Henderson with the ankle.
See how the Vikings react in that game. So you lose to Sam Darnold, shit.
Yeah, you call this a wrap.
And I'm not even saying that as a starting QB fan, but in all the Panthers, man. But he's the starting guy. He's going to be the guy that gets it done if you do lose the game.
Right. Steelers and Texans. For the Steelers, you have Allen Robinson, ankle. I didn't know where he was at. Okay, ankle. Connor Hayward, ankle as well. For the Texans, Laramie Tunsil, thumb. Shaq Mason, ankle. Shaquille Griffin, foot.
Shout out to Shaquille.
The Raiders and Chargers, Jimmy G, concussion. Max Crosby, knee. The Chargers, Austin Eckler, ankle. Gerald Everett, this is illness. Rashawn Slater, ankle. Joey Bosa, hamstring and toe. Eric Kendricks, hamstring. Derwin James, hamstring.
J.C. Jackson may be a clean out too, like he was last week, but I'm hoping not. Another thing I got on that, you said who Eckler.
Mm-hmm.
Now last week we had the news about the running backs and sitting out.
He did practice today on a limited basis.
Shout out to practice on a limited basis, playing some games. Say you hurting. Eckler may be doing what we said. Hopefully, he's not done.
The NFLPA decision.
Not doing that. Somebody gotta ride it out. And the way Eckler and just the resume, before coming to the NFL, he may potentially be that guy to do it because he has been in the page. But at the same time, man, hey, you're sacrificing. At the end of the day, man, are you going to get rewarded for it, man? But hopefully, he plays on Sunday.
Absolutely. Patriots and Cowboys. For the Patriots, Cole Strange knee, City Sal concussion, Christian Barmore knee, David Gotchaks. Who was that? Will
Gunchow.
Okay. Ankle and Jonathan Jones ankle. Not as much as significant on the other side of the field. Yeah. Tyron Smith knee, Zach Martin ankle, Tyler Biadasz hamstring, and Chuma Edoga elbow. All linemen.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good. Now
Judon finna have a day.
Yeah. We shall see, man. Mike McCarthy did say that none of the injuries are long term, but it's still. I think Tua and I was talking during the pre-show meeting that they may sit out just so they can try to be that much more healthier against San Francisco.
Hey, look, Christian admitted he doesn't watch football.
Say what?
I said Christian admitted he doesn't watch football.
Yeah, 41. Nah. There's too many fours in there. That's a bad omen.
Yeah, 41-14, man. Come on, man. Give these Cowboys. You definitely give them the credit, but give the Patriots some more respect.
Just defensively, like
give them some respect. They ain't gonna come out, man. It's always a besides probably like 8 years ago 7 years ago. It's always coming down to the wire type of situation in those games, man. And last 3 meetings has been like that, kind of at the buzzer type situation. So, just hope for a good one. 2 prestige owners, going to be wrapped up in the place to be on Sunday. And T going to get a picture of both of those guys.
Yeah, boy. Cardinals and 49ers. For the Cardinals, James Conner back and Josh Woods ankle. And for the Niners, Deebo Samuel, ribs and knee. Brandon Ayuk, shoulder. And Dre Greenlaw, ankle. For the Chiefs and
Jets.
Jets.
Up at the receiver spot there.
Say again.
They banged up at the receiver spot. Good thing their offenses ran a different way.
That's true. For the Chiefs and Jets on Sunday Night Football, you got Kadarius Toney toe, Nick Bolton ankle, and Chris Jones groin. And for the Jets, you got Breece Hall with the knee, and it's pretty much it for significant injuries. And then there's nothing for the Monday night game of the Seahawks and Giants.
And there's no doubleheader on Monday. Guys, Chiefs note. Damn, man, Tony, man, shit. Man went from potentially striking man this year. He just afraid of the moment, I guess. But injuries, you can't control that, man. But damn, man. That's going to be a shit bowl, too. Sorry for my gummies. It's going to be a shit show Sunday night. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities this week for you guys to not watch TV, football-wise. You can turn it into a Sunday new season premiere or something.
Man's out here gummying during the show.
Savage. All right, so next up, college football playoffs.
Ooh.
So there's a little bit of news as far as some possible changes that might happen. They say it might disrupt college football playoffs, and as they investigate realignment, the NIL, and third-party involvement. Now, as far as the meetings they have, I think they start back up next Tuesday. A couple of questions I got for you all. Will schools be eliminated from within more power conferences during the next round of realignment? Obviously, you got the SEC and you got the Big Eight kind of shaking up college football with all the Power 5 schools that they have coming in.
Let you answer that first, Will.
Fascinating. Do I think some schools will get moved out?
Yeah.
Just because they're not in power conferences? Yeah, as they probably should. You're gonna give automatic bids to the winners of certain conferences, which I can't really argue it. And then stronger conferences are gonna send more guys. I think you're in trouble with that. And I don't think it's a big deal. Look, these power conferences were an inevitable end game under the NCAA system, which is vastly flawed. And I know Toot wants to go to 100 playoff games, but
he wouldn't get everybody in there.
Yeah,
I figured it out. This is the only way he's gonna get BC into the playoff. That's what
the only way he possibly gonna get BC into the playoff. No more. No
Cinderella, man.
It's the truth, man. Hey, at the end of the day, man, you can't do that, man. You gotta. I don't like that, man. They kind of say, oh well, since we're stacking up conferences, what is these teams? I mean, we know these teams are gonna be good, but what are they competing for? They're competing for we're gonna have 5 teams in the SEC 1 through 5th in the national playoff. What we doing here? So one of those teams got to be sad at home because they didn't do it. They supposed to be an elite team. You got to play like an elite team. If a team like BC and the ACC, when all their teams are gone and BC's elite, they get in. You can't discredit them because they play in the ACC with BYCU and Jackson State and all the motherfuckers.
So where's this stop? If someone in the Big Sky wins their whole conference,
they get a chance to play the big dogs.
Why? They didn't play nobody all year.
Hey,
They'll get waxed.
They played They played RCC all year. Like they played Roxbury Community College.
I believe in feeding the hungry. You know what I'm saying? And teams like that are going to be hungry, so you got to give somebody opportunity, like even if they get smacked 60-0 in the first round. I
believe in God helps those who helps themselves.
Overall, man, it's kind of like, damn, all this stuff, man. Y'all greedy motherfuckers.
Ain't nobody greedy. Trying to get money. Hey, look, man. We ain't greedy. We just in the SEC where the football is the best. I'm sorry. We ain't make it this way. I mean, God and the football guys made it this way.
Right.
Hate to see
Now we talked about this. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Will.
I'm sorry. Briefly. Also, every time a team like BC has gotten a chance, we talked about this. They fucking blow it. So I hate to bring them back up because I don't know that they deserve it. They played well and they were a really good team last year. TCU got in the big stage, and nobody wanted to watch that game by halftime.
Yeah, we almost lost the Holy Cross this year, man. I'm not hearing the rest of this season. Ain't never was happen.
Okay. So you're making my point because if you beat Holy Cross and that's your win for the year, you don't deserve the playoffs, man. Come on.
One day we're gonna become good, and I want that to all come in good, great benefit, man. I don't want this coming at one AA championship game because that's what it looks like BC's going.
Yeah, for real. Y'all better play in the minor.
Did you hear about that swimming team though? Quick. Did you hear about that swimming team being canceled because there was hazing going on? Boys and girls.
Yeah, that happens bad with swimming and the band.
Yeah, the band is outrageous.
The band people die.
Y'all remember in band camp?
Yeah, one time at band camp, I died.
Hey, yo, the sunlight is crazy out here, yo. It's still sun outside.
Yeah, it's 8:48.
God damn! You know, it's like dark in the beat because by black in the beam.
It's a whole different. That's why the time scales are different, bro. That's why it's only.
No, I'm sitting here like this is wonderful. This is great. I'm not mad.
Yeah. It's only about to be 8 there.
Shit, we popping.
He like, I can finish the show and still go out and do some dumb shit. Like, let's go.
It is a weight room downstairs, but I'm about to get 50 Cent on him after.
It's stupid.
Now, this next thing is actually the reason why Will is even sitting here in front of us tonight. The NIL. Now, they're asking, will there be a federal law governing the NIL? If so, get ready for the feds to basically run college athletics. And if not, can the schools and collectors and boosters control themselves?
So basically a bunch of coaches crying is what's going to make this happen.
Yeah.
Coaches constantly crying.
Alabama
crying.
Coach we talked about earlier.
Ole Miss, what's his name? Kiffin crying, did his crying. Just a few coaches whining a lot. It's gonna make it so that you gotta regulate it. And once you regulate it, fucking feds are gonna run NCAA. That's what you want. It's what you asked for. I mean, I'm happy that the players are getting paid. I am. But it was inevitable. And I saw this part too. It's inevitable that it was going to get out of hand when you just basically have, from what I hear, I don't know if it's factual, it's basically the same system as before where the boosters.
It's just an open with it now.
In open, but also can hide in plain sight some shit too.
A little extras.
Right, because now you can be like, nah, that's just, he got that based on what his NIL deal was. Like, for example, before, it was a huge red flag when Reggie Bush pulls up in a Range Rover. Like, that is something that, all right, we got to look into that. My man, him and 3 of his best friends and his moms all got Range Rovers or a Benz truck. We got to figure that out. Now when that happens, it's like, nah, that makes sense.
NIL money.
NIL money. NIL money. You can just hide everything behind NIL money and until you bring the feds to regulate and do these motherfuckers' taxes.
And see, here's the thing. When Spencer Rattler was with Oklahoma, he had signed an NIL deal with a local Dodge dealership. And they gave him a Dodge Raptor and they gave him a Hellcat. Now that situation, they probably just it's probably a tax write-off for them, and for him, he probably just said he's borrowing it, during the season. There's no taxing implications, so I can see why the feds might want to get involved in this.
And time out. Then he pieces out. It's a tax write-off for them. Who knows what he has to pay on it, but he can flip that if he wants.
Yep.
So there's a whole lot of money changing hands, and the feds are like, "Hey, whoa!" Like
going to no bank account, going to no bank account that we can see.
Yeah, that's usually where the feds. That's usually where the feds reaches their arm in to everybody's pocket.
Drug bust at every college is coming soon.
Yeah.
So it leads us into the next topic of discussion: will athletes become employees? Because currently there are 2 National Labor Relations Board complaints that have been filed that affect Dartmouth and teams from the Big Ten and the Pac-12.
Yeah, so look, some of the shit that Unc was talking about is gonna come true.
It is.
But here's the thing. The only way to avoid this was to go through it. Like, you have to do this. Otherwise, it was just gonna be the old system, which was lowbrow slavery. Like, or highbrow, whatever you want. It basically, like, they're barely even allowed. Because I remember there's players who talk about, oh, yeah, like they always say, oh, you can pick any one of your classes. You get to be what you want to be for free. You don't, though. You don't. If you're doing 2 a day, it's 2 a week, 3 a week. If you're doing all this, like, playing and you got to be there all the time, it's basket weaving for y'all, man. Basket weaving 101 so we can get through class, get our credits. And, I mean, there's a reason why how many players from our generation had to go back to school after. Because they couldn't get it done while they were there. They couldn't do the school thing while they was there. They had to do the bare minimum. So this was the only end game. There was no question that this was going to happen, but you have to pay the players. So, and once you pay the players, feds are going to come in.
Right, and then they have the dictation or responsibility if they want to incite rules and different things to get that cash flow, to get that money. So, like you said, man, people in sports, the athletes were doing the bare minimum, still getting what they need to in some cases to survive. Some people didn't, depending on your school. And now, they're gonna compensate you for it. So, like you said, they are employees. So, they're gonna have to start writing tax write-offs early. Rather than being on financial aid or scholarship money and you're not having to worry about that shit. Yeah, you don't have to worry about government and financials right now.
What they're gonna need is a collective bargaining to spread around that minimum wealth to everybody.
Man, Will, you on it, brother.
It ain't gonna be a cap in college. Hold on, it's funny. It may not be a cap in college.
Potentially,
right now, no. But that's the next topic of discussion. Will more court cases impact the NCAA? A ruling last week gave Johnson versus the NCAA class action status. If that case goes the plaintiff's way, the NCAA could be on the hook for billions of dollars. So in his particular situation, he's a swimmer from Arizona State, right? So he don't get a lot of money and stuff like that. But he's going to try to get any money that he wants. But the NCAA is trying to come in there, and they're trying to wipe out the ability to cap compensation.
Yeah.
Now, if they lose this antitrust suit and damages could get tripled, the NCAA, if they lose, they're looking at being on the hook for possibly $1.4 billion in a class action suit,
which
can end them.
Or really, you think $1 billion puts them out? You think $1 billion puts the NCAA? I feel like they got that next to the lint in their pocket.
Give me $2.
Here's my thing. I hope it does break the NCAA. It needs to be broken. It's like Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna fix the wheel. I'm gonna break the wheel. That's what they got to do. We got to break the wheel, and it might mean we miss a year of football at some point. But yeah, football is. I've been told for years that NCAA was flawed and broken. I've heard it from so many ex-players about how. So why we want to maintain what the NCAA is because we love football so much. But the truth is, Football ain't going nowhere. Like what? Like, too. Our era, and the era after ours specifically got hurt the most by AAU basketball. Now, do we think that if they broke AAU, that basketball would go away? Nah. Kids will still play. Kids will still go to college. Kids will still ball in high school. Basketball would be fine. AAU is fucking the game up. And I think that's what NCAA is doing.
They is, because in this particular situation, I think the NCAA, while they're trying to put the cap on these individuals, they're just being greedy.
They always
now these kids are going out and they're striking their own deals without having to have the NCAA involved, and they're saying, well, you know, we're missing out on that additional revenue, and greed could be the end of them at the end of the day.
And that's what's crazy is that the money that the kids are going out to get, it isn't being taken from the schools, unless you're telling me that some of these like local deals would instead be handed off to the team instead of the individual player. Then I guess that's money that they think they're missing out on. But in a general sense, they're not missing out on this money. This money wasn't for them.
No.
It's about,
and actually, in retrospect, this is money actually owed to these kids from the past. I always heard the argument, they're getting a free education, blah, 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 blah,
Hate
blah,
it.
blah.
Hate it.
I don't like that, because they're making millions and billions of dollars off these kids' backs. The thing that always stuck in my head is the story that Chris Webber told. When he went to McDonald's, he couldn't even afford to get a burger if he chose to, but he sees several kids wearing his basketball jersey.
Right. I heard a similar story of a player who his mother gave him $10 to go do laundry. And he, while was in there, saw people wearing his jersey and got in trouble for getting that money from his mother to do laundry. So, like, look, the NCAA need to be broke. That's just, it needs to. The NIL is football reparations.
That's a good one.
Real talk, man. Let them get paid, man, at the end of the day, man. But like you said, it's going to be hardships with it. So you got to be ready for that as well.
Will the media rights bubble finally burst? The transition from linear to streaming as a video delivery system should occur in the next 5 to 10 years, potentially impacting the next round of media rights contracts.
That I think that's going to depend on who has the money to pay for it. Because as much as big as Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, Amazon pockets is as deep as the Mariana Trench. They can actually afford to do some damage, but like ABC, NBC, they still gonna have more money than God. So
yeah, and you got Disney owning ABC and Fox.
You see little
just
things
talk about Disney printing money. So
you see, I think Cinemax, Max, I think they're streaming. You can stream NBA games during the season.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They trying to shake that Skinamax label.
Yeah, they're trying to shake. So you can kind of see networks that are not necessarily like there, but have the money and kind of want to gamble shit to go do that type of shit. So I mean, you can see that with the NCAA too, because there's so many conferences, so many guys and people that need to be watched. You know, to gain the viewers' eye, and you can do that. You know, you got the likes. You want Prime on you want Prime on all the major platform channels, but for instance, you can't get Prime on every channel every week. So you're gonna have to make that, for these teams to really get that work, man. It's good, especially if you're hounding these dogs like the Michigans and all these teams at the top dogs. You know what I'm saying?
I think between Disney and Amazon, those are the only two, in my opinion, who could afford to do any damage to the regular stations we're already used to. Mm-hmm. And everybody already basically has Amazon. How do you even get shit if you don't have Amazon? I don't even understand.
How about iTunes? Something iTunes has been in
Apple.
That's
Apple. So Apple would be who that runs under, and sure, Apple could try to get in there. The problem with that is Apple's huge. They also print money, but it's about desire. Do they want that? They don't really need
Apple's
a
control freak.
Right. Like they want to run everything, and NFL is not gonna let you do that. So
that part.
It's not gonna happen. Like, you're not gonna. General Palpatine's not letting that shit happen. So it's like I just don't understand. I don't think Apple might get involved on a smaller scale. I can see Apple trying to mess with the college game a little bit if they could get in there. But as far as the NFL, I think it's gonna be Disney and it's gonna be Amazon, and I think it's what we've seen so far. Hulu might try to. But again, no, Hulu don't matter. Hulu will get some games, but Hulu is under Disney. So, yeah, it's Disney and Amazon and everyone else.
So this next one is pretty intriguing. Will there be more third-party involvement in sports? A recent Sports Business Journal report noted that Fox and ESPN could one day partner with the NFL to buy the top 40 college football teams.
So stop doing the NFL games and go into the college game.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What, the NFL stopped doing NFL games?
Well, no. Well, it actually says that they can partner with the NFL to buy the top 40 teams. So would they use that? Is that like a minor league type of thing?
That would be unbelievable.
That'd be dope. That'll be dope.
You already see what the USFL and the XFL is doing with their agreement with the NFL potentially to be that minor league team.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. If they do that,
fans hate that.
The fans would hate it, but all this NIL shit goes away. It goes right away. They're done. They'll because that'll literally
they would dictate it.
That'll be the first thing on the docket of shit we're getting rid of immediately.
They're gonna probably institute a cap on college.
Yep,
teams.
that's what I was saying. The cap, like they're gonna sooner make a cap because real talk, there's gonna be 40. Those 40 teams that probably can be listed will probably about 27, 28 of them are gonna agree to that shit.
Oh, I think in that situation, I feel like all 40 of those teams will sign up because they're only going to take people who want to be there. And they're going to make the incentive for being there unbelievable for the school, not for the individual player at all. So what's gonna happen is going to be weird as shit because if you're going to want, they're not going to be able to eliminate NIL from the entire college game. So they'll be running their shit differently. And either you like their system or you stay out of it and be able to do the NIL, but you're going to be televised less. That is going to be like, that could break it. Yeah, that could break everything.
And Will, this lets me know that we know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the next topic of that and the last one, as far as the college football playoffs and such, it involves, will revenue sharing remain unequal? How much so?
Right.
We're only about 7 years away from the SEC, the Big Ten, and the Big 12 contracts expiring. SMU, California, Stanford, Oregon, and Washington are already taking less money or no money compared to the new conference partners just to be in the power leagues.
So I basically word for word just explain and describe that situation. While also earlier I mentioned collective bargaining needs to probably be a thing. Yeah. It's shit. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem. And then Took nailed the cap. Yeah, this is a whole whole issue coming.
It's a cluster.
It's trying to really revolutionize. They're trying to really do football how they do in basketball. The next thing is gonna be it's gonna be a league for people that don't want to go to these colleges. And then that's crazy. And then they're gonna try to energize the HBCUs and shit.
NFL G League.
I'm telling you, dog. Dion. I mean, this is why probably people get mad at Deion Sanders for leaving the HBCU. But then you can't really get mad at Deion for leaving the HBCU because he wants to be safe. He wants his kids to be safe, and the people that obviously he wanted to be safe, he took with him. So yeah, man, this is wickedy wild, man.
Yeah. Somebody was mad that Dion left.
Yeah.
Have you heard the latest on that?
Yeah, what happened?
A big time booster and donator to Colorado University.
Yeah.
He came out and said that they already need to renegotiate Deion's contract because these things other schools are come sniffing around looking for him. What he threw on the table as an estimated contract for them Dion signed Dion to a $166 million contract.
Woo!
Because he's a brand. He's not just a coach. He brings an entire brand and culture with him. Because it's like Floyd Mayweather. You either turn in to see him win or you tune in to see him lose. But either way, you can watch it.
And
It is scheduled programming.
It's crazy because this dude right here on the field, like he's gonna be like out of all the coaches in the world, like if he makes that type of bread, he potentially like not even like the best of all time in terms of actual coaching, but just like top of the line. And that's where the cap is at 166.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things reason why this is happening too. And one of them is I saw a play. I don't know if it was last game. No, I don't think it was last game because last game everybody sucked. But against Colorado State, a player, I forget who it was, just made a couple plays in a row, just airheaded, not good plays, penalties, and that was a moment right then where a coach would yell at this player.
I remember seeing this.
Prime grabbed him up, had a conversation, and before Prime could finish what he was saying to the kid just hugged him.
Yep.
He just hugged him because he was just like, yo, this is more than a coach right here. This is somebody who cares about me. So with that type of stuff going on, players are watching that across America right now. They're watching that. And they're going to want to line up and play for this man. So
how can you hate that, man?
Yo, Dion is literally going to be tomorrow. Today's price is not yesterday's price. Like that's literally what he about to be for the rest of his coaching career until he proves otherwise. It's gonna keep going up because he keeps going up. And you're right. I mean, I love it.
Boulder big enough for him though. At the end of the day, like Boulder's his right now, and he's got it rocking. But hey, this is the guy that said he wasn't leaving there. Then he left there for something bigger, and we can only believe so that he would probably leave for bigger.
But I feel like he's always said, "I'm here right now."
Right.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Which means he's letting them know I'm here right now. That don't mean I'm always gonna be here. Now, when recruiting that becomes an issue, obviously, that's gonna start being risky. Although, you know why? You know why it's not as much of an issue anymore? Because of the transfer portal.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
They get one time without having to sit out, right?
I think so.
Mistaken.
So, and how many times is he gonna move in a single class?
Yeah,
so
this is
a class of every 4 years. So
this is I watched thing, dog. This is what people believe it or not, man. But I heard a little birdie say the other day that what Dion did this year with the Colorado team, that's gonna be who he's dealing with in terms of the guys that he has there. So while people may say that, hey, it's a good thing that he's doing it with Colorado and Colorado's improving in wins, but they've kind of maybe stuck for a while in terms of like making that leap because of what they did and how they changed that team around, you know what I'm saying, for what they want. So it's gonna be interesting.
I just think from when you signed off for a second, I was talking about a certain moment, and I just believe that the moments that people are watching with Dion in wins or losses, I think their recruiting class. All right, Chris, good night. I think their recruiting classes are going to be okay. I think they'll be fine moving forward.
Well, I heard it's like 70. I heard it's like in the 70s right now. I heard their recruiting class right now is in the 70s. I don't know if I'm wrong or not. I think 73 or 74 for this year's upcoming class coming up. So I mean, hopefully, yeah, like you said, it only go with what Dion does for the program and what the players do for the program. It only goes, that it goes down to the place that they would want it to be. Their goal is to, be probably top 20. And then from there, you'll hit the top 10 stage, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to all come at night. It's not going to all come in the day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to work for that. But, hey, if he's getting those people, like you said, to pay attention to him, and he's putting in the work and he's not just this name and he's actually putting in the work for guys to be good and can develop players to the next level, then that's where the players are going to come in ultimately. Because the rest of these coaches that are coaching, they have shown that for the degree, the Alabamas and things like that. You bring those guys in and you're gonna win championships, and you're gonna do that. Dion is in the beginning, but it's good that he's represented with the rest of these coaches. And right now, it's just off, the prestige. He's the flashiest man in the room, man, compared to the rest of these guys.
The way I see it is this: the championships in the last let's say 10 years. Actually, can you pull that up? The last 10 NCAA championships, like championship winners. Pull that up for me right quick, and then I'll make the point that I'm trying to make. I know Coach got me. So look,
10?
last 10. You ain't even got to show everybody. You can just read them off to me.
So last 10 is going back to 2013, right?
Yep.
Florida State, Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, Alabama, Clemson, LSU, Alabama, Georgia.
So that is in 10 years, 6 teams. Okay, so 6 teams won a ship in the last 10 years. And if you go back further, you probably won't even get over 10.
Let's add another 5 to that. You only add one more other team. Because out of those 5 years,
they were Bama.
Alabama and Auburn.
So in 15 years, only 7. So what I say that to say this: of the proven coaches that you're gonna go play for, what's it, 53-man roster or something like that? There's only so many spots, bro. Colorado, like other teams, and not even just Colorado, other teams. I think a guy like Oregon, Lanning, they say that he is. I hear from what I hear from people is that Lanning is doing in Oregon what Dion is doing in Colorado in terms of motivation with his team and how they love him, how he's a player's coach, and he gets people to play above their level. My point of all of this is just to say that there's only so many coaches out there that guarantee you to win or at least be in the playoff. And look, we just named 7, and what? They're about to go to 8 playoff spots?
12.
We good. 12. We good, man. Dion gonna be fine. Landing gonna be fine.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that too. That I agree with that solidly, but then we all right, because ultimately that goes the level. That's the first level. Obviously you're likable, and honestly, compared to the rest of the coaches, they ain't really that much better than you. Like I said, there's probably like 7 to 10 guys that you may take over Dion right now. But then I say to the playoff now. Now the playoffs is a different situation because Colorado may be on the move, and it's like, where you going to? And like, who are these teams that you're competing with? And now you're definitely going to have to improve as a football team. And
for sure.
You're going to have to kind of BC yourself to get some wins, man. See, makes sense, dog.
And also, here's the other part. There is those 7 coaches in those 7 teams, and how many of them got Lil Wayne showing up, got The Rock showing up? I mean? How many of them are doing that? That's why he about to make $100-something million.
Follow Free Dion. Hey, call us follow Free Dion, dog. You know how all follow Free coming out, man, and then you know what happens, man. But yeah, man, shout out to him, man. Shout, and there was a post I put up today. Shout out to all the coaches, you know what I'm saying? This is under the umbrella. Shout out to all coaches, not only African, man. Shout out to all these coaches in the college football game. A lot of new coaches, you know what I'm saying, bringing new theories and new things to the college football game, new attitudes for some people, new fresh breath of air, No disrespect to the OG coaches, man, but hey, sometimes it's time for a new breed of things, man, and a new trend. I said that. A lot of coaches are going to be fired in the next 2 years because it's just the new flow, the new rate of the game where
they dinosaurs, man. They gotta move up.
How about Dion Alabama job?
The Coach Prime financial impact for every sold out home game, they say he has an estimated impact of $17 million to the local economy.
And
my man is doing Taylor Swift numbers.
That's why they hate him.
He's doing
because
Taylor
he's shaking it. He's an outsider to them. He didn't have to go through the ranks to get where he's at. He went from Pee-wee to private school to HBCU to Power 5 team.
And
he didn't have to put any time in
because he already put it in while being in the league. Right. because he already put it in by being him already his entire career. Being him since middle school playing, let alone coaching. So he was him since he'd been a toddler, came up through all of this, did it all, won rings, showed everybody what it was, and now raised some kids that are also nice, and now he's showing people that he can coach. And he knows how to motivate. Also, I just want to piggyback on what Took said. Shout out to who these brothers the coaches from Maryland, Penn State, and Syracuse. They had coach. They just pointed out that they were young black coaches who are undefeated right now. So
right on that, man. You know,
shout out to them,
man. Look at all those guys, man, putting that work in the world. All coaches, man, and it just comes from perspective.
Yeah. If you're coaching kids, man, like by all means, I mean, you're doing God's work.
Be good in the situation. It's so many people, so many teams in this world that happens. Man, imagine one of us was in that situation, man.
We should get into. I
would be similar like a Dion to me. I feel like when I was coaching, even like in the neighborhoods and the communities, I felt like I brought that Dion era. Not necessarily the change in the fashion because I'm broke as hell. You know what I'm saying? But I bring that attitude. Like it don't matter. You can have a team of all guys 5 feet. We gonna go out there. We gonna compete. We gonna win some games. We gonna break some hearts. You know, sometimes it may not work well for us, but we gonna continue to stay the course. You know what I'm saying? And get better.
Hey, we seen some of the lives with your team when you was yelling at other coaches. I told y'all.
We went the opposite of Dion last year. Just fit that, man.
That was like last year's Colorado, right? 1-11.
We last year Colorado, one win last year. We literally won a game. Hold on. So this is conspiracy theory 2 quarters. The next team in the league, we're gonna get 3 wins. We're gonna get the goal is 3 wins. Now, I'm not.
There we go.
On the team, 3 wins.
There we go. I can dig it.
So from a great coach or good coach and Coach Sanders to a despicable coach. This is one Mel Tucker was officially fired with cause.
This is that video that I think it is. I don't even want to watch this shit.
But so it was a lengthy
is that the one where he was like taunting the kid in the dorm room?
I don't know. I think it was something that had more to do with improper action.
Oh, this guy. Oh, yeah. So he's just a normal creep.
With the young lady.
Yeah,
so basically, Michigan State officially fired Coach Tucker. It follows a lengthy process in which Tucker was the first suspended September 10th before the school announced the intent to fire him. The situation comes around. Situation that the lady that he was messing with, he was doing some entanglements, some kind of phone conversations that went south. Tucker said that everything was consensual, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what the hell are you doing, man? They give you the bag, they give you all this money, and then you go around and
$7.5 million a year.
Some courseplay. So it's definitely crazy. They pay like you said, $7.5 dollars a year. Place it around the top 20 playing jobs nationally, man. And we talking about Dion getting 166. People are happy to get that $7.5 million. So when Dion gets paid, whenever he gets paid, it's going to just move the tax bracket all the way up. And hey, we've been on money tonight with the way the NCAA may progress himself and may become. So this is a sad situation for Mel, man. Not saying that he did deserve the firing in order to be fired, man. But in all, man, now Michigan State looks for new coaches. So who are Michigan State? First off, Michigan State, man, if you're a Spartan, like those days waking up, man, back in the early 2000s, late 90s, you know, the early Spartan basketball teams, you know, they started to spark as a football team, you know, getting upsets, you know, every year, beating Michigan when people thought Michigan was hot, you know, getting the AC Big Ten championships, you know what I'm saying, going to some good bowl games, you know, and then you had the Larry Nassar seriousness, Larry Nassar bullshit, you know, with all the gymnastic players. Then you hear this crazy shit. When is Michigan State going to get out the negative limelight? It looks like it came from a prestige program in all sports to now one of the shittiest fucking college bases in all of America.
This is Sparta!
They playing like that, Will. Absolutely. They are all here, man. But coaches potentially to take that top spot at Michigan State. Let me go down the list. of coaches. Mike Elo from Duke. Duke right now is actually
that.
they're sneaking up in the top 10. Names hot right now. They beat Clemson in week 1. Huge opportunity this week with College Game Day to play Notre Dame. They have a big stretch of games against North Carolina, who's ranked. Florida State, that's ranked. So it's really going to tell a lot, not about Duke, but about Mike Echo, because his time may be up there and going into a top 5 school, which is always great, to kind of get that money up. Mark Stoops from Kentucky. Now, this is a coach for a few years, and the team for a few years has kind of been making noise in the SEC with deep ties to recruiting grounds in Ohio and his hard-nosed nature. Spartans can definitely come to the table and give him a chunk of cash. Again, I don't know. I think Mel's contract is voided. So, I guess this is money that you can go get and give somebody else $9.5 million in the approach of top 5 salary in the sports range. It's going to be crazy, man. Kansas coaches. You have Lance LaPointe at Kansas and Chris Kleinman at Kansas State. Both highly talented developers. Winning at Kansas and winning at Kansas State, not easy things to do, especially Kansas, which is more of a basketball brand since I've been born. But they seem like the Wildcats there at Kansas State haven't missed a beat. I believe they had a good win in week 2 of the college football season. So and last but not least, you got a mid-major guy. You always a mid-major in the helm, 1 or 2. You got Chris Huff from Marshall. You got Willie Fritch from Tulane. Shout out to Tulane, playing pretty good football. Jason Candle from Toledo. Toledo's always got their teams in the MAC championship. You know what I'm saying? Playing competitive. And all, man, somebody's going to work the helm out, man. So they're going to have a lot of great candidates to go out there and pick from. NFL candidates, they say. Potential candidates. Will may be familiar with this one. Bill O'Brien from the New England Patriots. Or
get him the fuck out of here.
They're saying potential Dion guy could be out of here. Potential Dion guy and Pat Shermer of Colorado.
He's one of 2 Dion guys. I think Sean Lewis is also a potential candidate as well. Mm-hmm. So Dion doing big things, man. It all comes back to it. People just
Dion doing big things, and now you can maneuver those guys with guys of your own, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the shit really starts, man. When you got guys of your own in there, that's when you can really judge Dion.
By the way, that's going to be the difficult, probably the hardest part for Dion is going to be the better he gets, the more guys he's going to lose. So that's why a Sap makes sense. Because Sap just coming in to be with Dion. He's not
that's
coming
his boy.
in. Yeah, it's his man. Like so in that situation, that actually makes sense. Like bringing Sap, I know he's going to be here for a while because let's be honest, nobody's lining up to make Sap their head coach. We love that man.
Nobody's lining up.
You can't.
Nobody wants to give that man any money. And this is
because he's not going to keep it.
Dion's probably going to give a few $100s after every game. Like, yo, chill out.
Oh! Breaking news. We got a guest. The man, the myth, the legend, the one who does all of our audio and video editing. Yo, this is your man. Just bring in, man. My man Lil Dice. My man Dale.
This our version of Metro Boomin.
Metro Boomin right here.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Dale?
All good, man. Just got finished doing this fantasy show. What's going on with y'all? What y'all up to?
Ain't nothing, man. We chilling, man.
Up to no good.
You came in right on time. We talking about giving Coach Prime his flowers, and we about to be ready to take a look at the AP Top 25.
Oh, nice. Good stuff.
Came right on time.
Yeah.
Also, we still got picks to do. It's going to be a 2-hour show. Let's go.
All right. So AP Top 25. Let me get it pulled up here. Yes, sir.
And Saleh, Colorado's not there. Saleh.
Also, for the record, did we just say no commercials today? We went crazy on them.
You have a commercial. You want to hear it? Like, share, subscribe, man. STWF.
Hey, for real.
That part.
That like button, man.
BS and beer as well.
BS and beer, man. BS and beer. BS and beer. Get it in.
He just gave you a soundbite you won't use.
Oh
man.
My God, too. Let's go.
So, number one.
You my nigga. You already know, bro.
We got Georgia, Georgia.
Mm.
They play Auburn this week.
Okay.
Michigan at Nebraska. That should be a dub. This one I see is a trap game. My Texas Longhorns versus Kansas.
Playing at home, though.
Playing at home, but Kansas and K-State, man, they give us the business from time to time.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
Somebody got to fall for somebody to come up, man.
He's not wrong. That is the Super Bowl.
Ohio State at home versus Maryland. That should be a dub. Florida State at home against Virginia Tech. Penn State at Northwestern. Maybe in the year past, I could see that it possibly being an upset, but Northwestern does not look
right. Right. After losing that coach, yeah, that's a wrap for that.
Washington at Arizona.
Washington getting that hype, bro.
Is Penix still the front runner?
Yep. Penix is still the front runner. I feel like that. I feel like every team, to me, I've watched so far besides them, and I haven't heard nothing negative about them, so I'm going to give them the high. I seen USC play the other night. It was a so-so performance. I mean, you got Caleb Williams, but other than that, the team they was playing was very competitive. Yeah, I think Penix would be the guy right now.
Penix is balling.
USC at Colorado. Now, it was 17 million in the home opener. It's going to probably be about 20 to 25 million when USC coming to town.
Oh yeah, it's about
to be the financial impact.
Yeah,
you about to see celebrity after celebrity after celebrity in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
OJ gonna be there too.
Not OJ.
Oh nah, OJ got.
He gonna be in the stands cutting up. No, I'm tripping.
Man, he's been wearing his USC uniform on the Cameron May show because you know Cameron riding on the Colorado wave. So OJ been waiting for this game, man. This is the crazy thing. OJ is actually getting paid to give his thoughts.
That's entirely
in a world where OJ potentially did it. OJ's getting paid to be on a podcast.
That's entirely too many blondes to put that man around. Yeah, stop that.
Oregon at Stanford. I see Oregon winning that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My NCAA version of the Detroit Lions. The Utah Utes.
I
think Utah is going to be the one that challenges for the Pac-12 title this year.
Yeah,
at this point, you got to go full send, coach. Like you just like you've been riding so hard with them. I'd be disappointed if you didn't say that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Quentin Jackson, baby. This is what them Duncanville Panthers do.
He balling, man. He balling. They beat my Gators, so I don't really want to deal with these dudes.
Now this one might be upset alert. Notre Dame at Duke.
Hey, college game days are gonna be there.
After a sad last Saturday night game against Ohio State, 10 minutes on the field and the last two possessions is kind of crazy.
Twice. Give me Duke in this game. Yeah, give me Duke in this game. You want to know why? Because mental mistakes like that, they don't get fixed in a week. They get highlighted. They get exposed. And Duke got a dog at quarterback. Their overall team isn't as good, but they got a dog at quarterback, and that's a beatable team, man. Give me Duke in that game.
Oh, I'm about to see what Duke is on that money line, man.
Yeah, like, take it, whatever it is. Don't put a lot, but take it.
I need my money back from last week. I need the line.
Oh, man.
Number 12, Alabama at Mississippi State.
Man,
that's gonna be a tough
so
one.
Unusual to see them outside the top 10.
It is.
But
why he don't like the NIL money?
But it's welcome. But it's
very welcome.
I don't like the NIL because I can't monopolize all the. Get out of here.
That's right next to him. That's right next to him in the next ranking.
Get your bread up.
Number 13, LSU at Ole Miss.
Yeah. I think I think we're gonna.
Here.
I think we're gonna shut them down. All right. Defense been having some problems, though. I'm not gonna lie. But
that's as weird as hearing Alabama out the top 10 is LSU defense having problems. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, man, the transfer portal, bro. Like after Coach O, like he started having people leave while he was still there. That's the reason why his stuff started going downhill. Like kids would just quit and leave, man. But we had
That's
to
the
hit the transfer
downside to
portal.
having a power program like that.
Right.
You got some kids, they don't want to wait their turn.
They're not gonna wait. Yeah. And so we've been getting transfers in the secondary for like two years now, man, and it's catching up with us. It's like you gotta hit the get freshmen.
Dale, I don't know where you stood, but all I remember is all my LSU friends wanting Coach O out of there, and the grass ain't always greener. Is all I'm gonna say. Coach O, he's a mess. I get it, but yeah,
how y'all feeling about Coach Kelly right now?
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I'll be honest. I'm not sold on his offense.
That's what he's there for.
Yeah, but he's so tied into that 2 tight end set stuff. Like he loves that 2 tight end stuff. And our strength is that wide receiver. Put these wideouts on the field, man. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, not think about it like chip offense out. But man, I don't remember a great receiver coming from any of his systems like that.
I want to give y'all a not so shout out. So I'm gonna say F all 3 of y'all, because at some point during this top 25 discussion, we'll talk about not Will's, but Will's team is in the SEC, so he gets talked about anyway. That we're talking about fucking all 3 of y'all teams in some capacity.
Hey, look, man, ain't just get up out of BC, bro.
Right,
just get up out of there.
Hey, wait for basketball season, though.
Not even that. I used to dream shit like
it's
that.
not better.
It's not better. We ain't even getting basketball no more. We about to lose our sponsor Under Armour soon enough.
Dale, it ain't been good since Rice in BC for basketball. All right, like my man Rice, who was down there, and Troy Bell. It's way too long. It ain't better than basketball.
Fossil.
Who?
Fossil.
Okay.
Like Fossil.
Oh, okay, Fossil. My man Stevie was doing work when he was there. Stevie from the H.
Number 14, Oklahoma at home against Iowa State. I think they put this game away early so they can get their stars rested up, because next week is a Red River shootout. Well, I'm sorry, I think it's called the Red River Robbery.
Yeah.
It's the Red River shootout, man.
Texas against OU.
It used to be the shootout.
It used to be the shootout. Yep.
There are too many gun issues in America. They had to change this.
Yep. That's precisely why.
I'll just stay an extra week for that game.
How do we distance ourselves from this gun issue? It's like,
change the name, they won't notice it.
We should probably stop calling it a shootout. That might be a good place to start.
Number 15, North Carolina, Mac Brown versus Syracuse.
Fucking love Mac Brown. I love Mac Brown.
I think I saw a stat. He's the only head coach to win 100 games with 2 different programs or something like that.
Yeah, he's outrageous. He's outrageous. And it's not just that he did it with 2 programs. It's just that one of them is North Carolina.
Right, exactly.
That's how in football. I'm sorry.
In his tenure with North Carolina, football. He had Dre Bly and Julius Peppers. He's a hell of a recruiter.
Yeah. Damn, he was there for them?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yo,
Hakeem Nicks was there.
Yep.
He's the type of guy that go to your grandmother's crib in the hood and tell her that all her shit good. The cornbread's good, the collard greens is good, all that.
Yeah.
So make sure he get a couple dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Before he went to UT, Texas was probably equivalent from the recruiting standpoint to like the Rices and Texas Techs.
Ooh.
They were just missing out on a lot of people.
He got to think that, and he built that team that had Vince Young, Jamal Charles. That's crazy.
Michael Huff.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Michael Huff.
Derek Johnson.
Yeah. Oh my God, that team was stacked. Jeez. Lord.
Let me see. We got
Pac-12 team.
Washington State at UCLA.
UCLA got to do something, but I think Washington State probably don't.
Is Chip Kelly still there?
Yeah.
Good win.
Why?
Good win for Washington State last week.
Oh, I called your coach Chip earlier by accident. Yeah, no, just get Chip away. Chip's done.
He never should have left Oregon.
All the Kellys need to go.
Oregon, rather. all the Kellys need to go. And then we talk about Luke is number 17 now.
Or they go with R. Kelly. Do they go away with R. Kelly, or do they just go?
They don't need to go where R. Kelly went.
Oh man, what is this turning into?
I don't think that's fair. Is all I'm saying.
I'm sorry with the randomness, man. But I've been watching.
He's jet lagged. He's tired.
On my phone, and for some reason, after I watched something about R. Kelly came up, so I watched that, and I'm just sitting here getting like, damn, watching this shit, like all the shit he committed. It's crazy.
Man, go make the remix to Ignition.
Number 18, the U versus Georgia Tech.
The U?
Are they back?
No.
They could be Georgia Tech though.
Yeah, they could be Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech don't.
They're petty as shit, and I hope that they fucking sink as a franchise. You heard with the bullshit. They said that Michael Irvin or Warren Sapp can't come back to Miami because they basically in cahoots with Dion.
Oh, that is petty.
Well, they deserve what they get then.
I ain't mad at that.
Break that fake ass chain.
And then we talked about number 19, Oregon State, number 20, Ole Miss. On 21, Tennessee versus South Carolina.
South Carolina, Spencer Rattler about to go out there and put in that work.
That'd be too straight for Tennessee, though.
I'm going South Carolina in that game.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I like it.
I don't think Tennessee going to lose too straight.
Yeah, they're going to lose too straight. Back to reality.
That's back to reality. There goes reality.
Dude, you're not budging off of that.
No, the next two teams, I don't even want to talk about. The next team, I definitely don't want to talk about.
Me either, because we're probably gonna lose this game.
Number 22, Florida Gators at Kentucky.
Man,
up 3 spots.
I'm just glad James ain't here. I'm glad James ain't here tonight because that's his team.
Kentucky is?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So he's Kentucky in college and Miami in NFL.
Yeah.
Man.
And he lives in your area?
Bro, do you know who your co-host is?
Who you talking about?
You.
How?
Who?
Why you like that?
I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help.
I thought you talking about the other guy.
No. Look, I'm saying we all talk about the other guy, but he act like that was crazy when his co-host lives in Boston, is a Lakers fan, and a Cowboys fan.
Wow.
I'm just saying, these type of things happen. I'm a Gators fan from Boston.
And the Yankee as well, right?
No. He didn't remember. He didn't do the trifecta. The front running trifecta.
I was about to say. I bet he's a Notre Dame fan now.
No. I only like the Yankees when they play in the Red Sox. But no, I'm a BC. I'm a BC
hating his blood.
I'm a BC football fan.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of get good feeling when North Carolina gets in the NCAA tournament. Actually, for some reason, I feel like everything's just gold. You know what I'm saying, in all that case. But
I feel that.
Man. I tried, man. I can't root for none of these Boston teams. They're just respectable and disrespectful. Tom Brady been ruling my life for the last 20 years, but it ain't gonna happen no more. So I'm kind of happy.
You better hope Mac-10 don't become good, which none of us will see happen.
Find out Sunday.
No, he won't. He's not gonna be good. I can tell you now. Save you the time.
Oh man.
We just got done talking about this right here.
What happened?
Notable head coach replacement for Michigan State.
Oh yeah.
That's because we be on it.
Yeah. Jump
Number
on it.
23, Missouri at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Missouri.
Vanderbilt's trash as hell.
The SEC JV teams.
Let's go Vandy. They're not gonna win, but I want them to.
We talked about Kansas at Texas. Kansas is up 7 spots at number 24.
Good for Kansas, a basketball school doing their thing in football.
And then number 25, Fresno State at home against Nevada.
How is Fresno State in the top 25?
Up 5 spots.
Who's not in the top 25 that Fresno State is? That's funny.
Colorado dropped out. A&M is not in it.
Yeah.
Clemson's not in it.
By the way, he said that so happy about the A&M part. He was
always.
TCU. Tulane dropped out.
Yep.
Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. Look at Fresno 4-0.
Syracuse ain't in it.
No,
never.
They are
not since Donovan McNabb.
They're 3-1. Guys, know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the NCAA top 25. So next up,
the worst top 25 ever.
No, it's not. Hook 'em, baby. All I gotta do is win out. We in there.
Ooh, your boy getting tired.
So next up, this one's a pretty interesting story. So the Mets ground crew could cost the Marlins a playoff spot after reportedly leaving the field uncovered. So I'm assuming this has to do with giving them a competitive advantage.
Yeah, this sounds like this petty 1960s thing that the Celtics used to do.
Right.
So, actually 80. It was, I think it was in the 80s when Magic came in the Showtime and they were running so fast and Bird and them couldn't keep up. They would change the nets at halftime so the ball would get stuck. And the same play down. Yeah.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Wow.
That part.
Yeah, definitely. They saying it seems to the games unplayable field conditions from the weekend's rain. Tuesday's game between the Mets and the Marlins was postponed, scheduled to be made up as a straight doubleheader Wednesday. The Mets, who season's been over since like third week of the season, who just have a 71-85 record, nothing for them to play for. But the wild card spot, the Marlins, who are just a half of the game out of the third wild card spot, had major impact, and that had to do with pitcher Braxton Garrett, who's one of their best pitchers this year, lined up to pitch Tuesday. He will get no rest to start that regular season game, which will be the game to seal Miami straight to the playoffs. But with the postponement, now he had to pitch Wednesday. He had to pitch today, meaning that Sunday in a potential game that they should had pitched him in because he should have pitched on Tuesday. Now he has to potentially go if they need that on 3 days rest. So they are ripping in that, and the whole Marlins organization, including Garrett, is all over the Mets for this situation as if, okay, they don't care, so we're just going to fuck up somebody else's playoff berth. So are they really at blame for it, though? That's the thing. Like,
shout out to the Mets. I love it.
I don't think they really have blame over it. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It's postponement. It happens all the time. It happens all the goddamn time. Like, first off, if something would have happened, if they would have opened those gates up in that field, somebody get hurt, then they would have been claiming like, oh snap, the MLB needs fields, the MLB needs turf fields. Like,
right. Here's the point though. The point is that the field got that bad because they didn't cover it. That's why they're saying that the Mets might have caused it. Like, because they went out their way to be like, who cares?
For something that's standard protocol.
Right. So I think,
man. Hey, I heard there was a big. Hey, I'm not throwing no excuses out there, but I heard there was a big storm. It kind of impacted my flight last night. So you know what I'm saying, maybe they didn't want to die. I'm just saying, maybe the money to pay the hour wasn't worth going to fucking cover that field for the. I guess they will say the meaningless Marlins, but some way somehow this year the Marlins have been playing respectable baseball. But it goes more like you said. Well, maybe it is the Mets' fault. Maybe it is a jealousy issue with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they were supposed to be good. They were one of the teams actually before the season started, I think last year or the year before, to potentially win the NL, and then like somebody got hurt and then somebody else got hurt and it was over. The Mets are trash. The Mets are an absolute waste of a franchise. You talk about the athletics. Yeah, the Mets, they need to move the Mets out of Shea Stadium. Why are there 2 baseball teams in New York? They don't need to be 2 baseball teams in New York. It's trash.
So next up, MLB Playoff Picture. Oh, sure, man. It's blasphemy.
I didn't know if anybody heard this shit either.
Oh yeah, we heard that loud and clear.
Yeah, 2 Texas teams, we don't need it.
So the MLB Playoff Picture in the American League right now, you have the Orioles have clinched the playoff berth. My Texas Rangers are still alive and kicking. They are 2.5 games ahead of Houston. They're leading 2-0 right now, and I think their magic number is 2, if I'm not mistaken, to clinch the division. They win today and tomorrow, and I think they clinched the division.
Told you, man.
The Twins have clinched the division title. The wild card teams and wild card spot number 1 is the Rays. Number 2 is the Blue Jays. And they are 1.5 games ahead of the Astros. So the Astros are in danger of not even making the playoffs. And an outlier, the Mariners are a half a game behind.
Yeah, that AL West has been for the 3 teams. There's 5 teams in the division, right? But 3 of those teams in the West have been competitive throughout the year. It's been like a seesaw kind of race. The other 2 teams, the Angels and the Athletics, man, sell your team, man.
And on the National League side, the Braves, at a record of 101-56, have clinched the division title.
Leroy Blaze.
The Dodgers at 97-60 have clinched the division title. And the Brewers at 88-69 have clinched the division title. With the wild card team, the number 1 spot, the Phillies, they've clinched the wild card's berth already. The Diamondbacks are 1 game ahead of the Cubs, and the Cubs are half a game ahead of the Marlins. But you still got the Marlins, the Reds, the Padres, and the Giants are all kind of still in the hunt.
It's going to be a lot of interesting baseball this weekend.
Yes.
Last weekend of baseball, right?
I believe so, the regular season.
Okay. It's gonna be interesting. My type of the time to watch, man. MLB playoffs, man.
Yeah. After the whole 162 games, that's when about 150. That's when you start watching. There's way too many games in this sport.
You ain't lying, man.
It's crazy, man. We went ups and downs this year, man. I got a couple good things right this year. I don't hear Cincinnati fans screaming. You know, I told them pump the brakes, stop screaming. We don't hear Yankees.
Look.
We don't hear Yankees fans screaming.
Stop being a bully, bro.
Fans screaming. I'm certainly always happy when we don't hear Red Sox fans screaming. Unfortunately, we're gonna lose Ohtani and Mike Trout in the same year, so we're gonna be under the farm system for the next 10 years.
You know the Yankees are down bad when he's bullying Cincinnati fans.
Man.
Cincinnati at some point to me, I thought became the evil empire, and that's why I treat them like that.
They won like 15 games, and he's just like, boo this man.
They came at me in the post, man. They came at me in the post acting like they was cheering for these guys.
I feel you.
With a brown paper bag on them, and they was coming to me acting like they won the championship already. It's crazy. It's terrible. Now hold on.
Personal.
The Angels haven't won a title.
It doesn't have to be personal though. That's the problem.
Hold on. The Angels haven't won a title since 2002, but we can carry that, I guess, to the bank because the Reds been the last time they won.
That's why this is unnecessary.
Ain't those championships? No, I just want to let everybody know, man. You know, Cincinnati, I'm sorry. Y'all thought y'all were. I am. I'm sorry. Dela Cruz signed with the Angels. You don't need to be there. Don't let them waste your talent.
Why? Just go to another team and Reddy can waste his career with? Like, why would he do that? You already wasted 2 of the most generational talents the game's ever seen.
No, actually, one of them was wasting their own talent because he likes to get hurt. The other one just realized that.
I don't know if he likes it. He just does everything for the team. There's no one around him.
Hold on. Austin Eckler did? What happened to Austin Eckler?
At this point, yeah, they ran him into the ground. My man is like the center fielder, the best hitter they've ever had. He's on the grounds crew. He's selling hot dogs in between innings. Like, somebody save Mike Trout.
Oh shit.
Oh,
But that's a rare look into the MLB, the playoff race.
I like that
Yeah.
segment into to anything we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because we just giving truth. That the only time you're gonna hear us. No, I'm lying. We're gonna try to support it. But
I knew where that was going the minute he started it.
So we're going to take our actual only break. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and wrap up. We be back about 15, 20.
Ship is sealed.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Gritty checking in. This Friday, I'm live with STWF Media, man. Little interview coming soon. Everybody, y'all tune in, man. We got some big coming. Let's get it.
If we were selling a product and we waited until that hour to do the commercial, they would cut that partnership immediately.
Hey yo,
come out of here!
On the fact that I took Gritty's do-rag. You know what I'm saying?
I see you. Yeah,
I robbed him.
Yeah.
All right. So next up we have.
Oh, here we go.
And as you can see, right now, year to dates, leading the way. Jake is at 30 and 19.
It's a man that doesn't even show up for the podcast. That man don't got the decency to come make his picks in person.
So we finally gonna pick those 5 losses on him this week, so I can somewhat feel like I'm a winner.
What 5 losses?
Every week he hasn't been here, so I told you that's a loss off the rip. That's a loss.
Oh man, making up rules.
Well, at number 2 is myself at 28 and 21. 2 is at 27 and 22.
I made a good leap last week.
Is at you had a great last week too. You went 10 and 6.
I told everybody I'm coming through. This week's gonna be it. This week's the week. I'm talking like I'm a Cowboys fan, but in a football prediction perspective, it's coming. It's coming.
And then we have Will is at 20. What is Will at? 24 and 25.
Terrible. Under 500. I feel like the Saints.
Oh, come on now. Come on, man. You do me like that.
Honestly, that was really fun. I forgot for a second that you was also a Saints fan. I didn't mean to do you like that live.
Hey.
That's Lewis giving you the business. Will last everything is right with the universe.
We're gonna keep it that way, Lewis. We're gonna keep it that way. Well,
so, we have a special guest tonight, so we're gonna let him get in on his action, see how he does as well. Okay, so our first game, we have Detroit at Green Bay.
Oh, it's me first?
Yep, yeah, you on Front Street, brother.
Yeah, you on blast.
Okay, are we picking against the spread, right?
Nope, it's the straight out money line.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, give me Detroit.
Ah, my man. Already. I like that.
Yeah, no Bakhtiari. I'm going Detroit as well.
Oh man, better line in Detroit on the defensive side. Yeah, I'm gonna take Detroit too.
He says he's gonna send me his picks later on tonight.
Who? Jake?
Yeah.
State Farm picks.
Atlanta at Jacksonville.
Jake starts at 0-1 to start week 4. The rest of us is 0-0.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. At home. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to pick the Falcons because I've been enjoying the football they played this year, but they got some injuries too, and also they're just not as good as Jacksonville. And at home, Jaguars.
It's a home game for Tony Kong and these boys, man. They can't look bad at Jacksonville.
Got Jacksonville as well. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Atlanta on this.
Ooh,
running game travel well.
Someone's trying to shave some wins, trying to make up some ground.
Miami at Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Miami,
give me
fresh
Miami.
off the 70 burger.
Give me Miami. And I want to say they're getting 3 points too. Like, yo.
Yeah, they're considered underdogs. That's the right type of motivation to piss them off. But I'm going upset here. Give me the Bills. Actually, it's not really the upset because they're favored, but give me the Bills.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be real with you, man. As much as I like James in the band of Miami, man, this is the divisional game. This is a game that they couldn't get by last year with the healthy Tua and without a healthy Tua. This is a rejuvenated, I guess, Tua. Go Bills, man.
I also think they left a lot of points. They just scored too much last week. I feel like that is.
Crazy thing is,
to follow that up.
I mean, the Bills didn't score 70, but they scored 37. On the Commanders team. But I'm gonna go Buffalo. I'm gonna trust my pick theory, and I'm gonna go Buffalo.
All right, I like Buffalo as home as well.
And next up, the Toilet Bowl.
The Toilet Bowl. Denver at Chicago. It's gonna be a tie, huh?
3 ties.
Man. Yeah, that's a bad one here.
Shout out to those Bears fans I know.
I mean, I guess you got to pick Denver coming off of a 70-point loss like that. I mean, 30-point loss, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So yeah, give me Denver.
Yeah, it is. You can only go up from what Denver just dealt with. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Let it burn, man. Let it burn. I'm going Broncos, man. I can't pick the Bears even if they gave me $100 right now to pick the Bears, I win.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos as well. I think Chicago is the worst team in the NFL right now.
Man.
Baltimore at Cleveland.
Oh, this is tough for me because with it being a divisional game in that division, it's always nasty games. Always nasty. I guess, yeah, give me Cleveland. They're playing at home.
I'm gonna take Cleveland because of 1906 when the forward pass was invented, which is making it real difficult for Lamar Jackson to play quarterback.
So you say Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Remember, guys, when I was speaking a few months ago in regards to the Browns possibly like being the team in the division to make the playoffs this year, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Well, guess what?
I mean, you said the Bears too, so
I did say the Bears. I got it too. Like I'm gonna go. I'll be real with you. You got a battle between Lamar and Deshaun Watson, man. This brings Deshaun a little bit more in the light if he gets the dub, man. Go Browns.
That's a hell of a memory you got there, though, bro. For real.
Yeah, I went with the Bears, man. You know what I'm saying? I should have went with the Bears in the pick this week, but they already.
Cleveland, they self-destructed. They should have beat Pittsburgh the other night. They're not that bad. They're not that bad of a team. I'm going to go with Cleveland as well.
Also, like, who can run the ball right now? Like, you can't just run Lamar every play. And they don't have any other running backs at this point.
Which is the reason why they don't want to pay him all the money they gave him, because he's going to be in harm's way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then hire a back who can stay healthy. There's plenty of them out there. I watch them every week.
Cincinnati at Tennessee.
I hate this pick, but I'm going to have to go with Cincinnati because Tennessee hadn't shown crap all year. It's just that Joe ain't right, but he managed to put something together on Monday Night Football last week. So yeah, give me Cincinnati.
Okay. I'm just a little worried about the short turnaround for his cap, but I still think he'll be okay. He looked like he did fine, and not just like he did okay. They kind of game plan around it. They didn't have him. They dropped him back more than they probably should have, but it was quicker routes. They didn't go as much of the longer routes downfield like they like to do.
Yes. They protected him.
Yeah, they protected him. So, and we saw some more mixing than
that's true too.
Which we should be seeing. We should be seeing.
Right.
So yeah, Bengals over Titans.
I'm gonna take the Titans. I'll take the Titans over the Bengals. I'm gonna say that they shut down a prime offense in Justin Herbert, and they're gonna shut down another prime offense that's going slow right now in Cincinnati. I'm gonna take the Bengals. I'm gonna take them by a field goal.
Wait.
I'm gonna take the Titans. By a field goal.
I was like, this explains how he's winning. He's picking both teams.
If that was the case, man, y'all would never have a chance this season to win, man. Maybe.
I kind of feel like I know. 24-25.
I don't know how healthy Joe's calf is, but I do not believe in Tennessee.
It ain't healthy.
Is it enough for him to? He still got the offensive weapons there. Tennessee to me is barely in front of Chicago, so I'm gonna take Cincinnati. The Rams at the Colts.
Oh, and so we're thinking Richardson is going to be out again for the Colts, right?
Yes, but the concussion is what, 2 games? No.
Yeah, this will be a second game. I will take the Rams here.
Yeah, they haven't looked great, but I've liked a few games that I've seen out of the Rams.
They looked a lot better than I thought they were going to look. I was fading them big time.
Well, everyone was like that team's roster is getting old. Everyone's gone, and Cup's hurt. They're gonna suck. But then the Puka came out of nowhere. And then Kyron Williams has been running fairly well for them. Yeah. So they've had some saving graces. I think they're gonna get. Ooh, you know what?
It's crazy how everybody was down in these Rams. It was down in these Rams, man. Like there was gonna be a shithole full of shitholes. But guess what? They're gonna prove their shithole this week, man. We're going to Indianapolis at the crib.
I think I'm going with the Colts as well.
I'm going to Indianapolis at the crib. Anthony Richardson is gonna play this week. He's gonna take a shot from Aaron Donald, but he's gonna get his ass right back up, and they're gonna win again.
And if not, Minshew magic. Let's go.
Yep, Minshew mania, man. Ride it while it lasts. You know the slinging in Coltland. Nick Foles. Gardner Minshew,
I don't understand this next game, the favorite, unless this favorite isn't what it really is. But
I want to take.
Who you got?
I think I'm gonna take the Rams as well.
Okay.
Tampa Bay at New Orleans. I already know what Dale's picking.
This is a Jameis revenge game. And after this game, there will be a quarterback controversy. You heard it here first.
Okay.
What quarterback controversy you talk
about? Apparently between Jameson and the third string and Carr's gone for the year.
It'll be a quarterback controversy.
Are the Saints favorite in this game from what I'm seeing? That's outrageous.
Yeah, 3-point.
This again, it's not a shot. Your starting quarterback's gone, and Jameis is not great. So, it's weird to me. I'm going to go with the Bucs.
This is tough, man.
Baker been baking, man. He ain't winning every game, but Baker been baking.
Two bum-ass teams. No, Tim Brady's not bummed in this game. You got Jameis in the comeback game. It's crazy. I seen a video yesterday from Devin White when Jameis played the Saints. He played for the Bucs, and Devin White was like, "Yeah, we know how Jameis is going to do it. Play with us last year. Just going to give the game to us." Well, guess what? Jameis may get the game to Baker, man. I'm going to go
30 for 30.
I'm going to go Tampa Bay, man. Derek Carr's injury happened at the wrong time. They don't need no controversy over here with quarterbacks that are not worth controversy. So I'll be damn well not. I don't want to hear no controversy. Saints are going to lose, and no matter who their QB is, they're going to lose this week anyway.
Also, I want to point out that he dropped a double dig, and everyone missed the second one because he was like, 2 bum ass teams, and he was like, "Nah, the Bucs ain't bums." I caught that one. You think you slick too?
I thought they would be bums. I thought they would be bums, but I guess those wide receivers over there can carry a little bit, and their defense is still.
The guy Goodwin and Evans.
Mm-hmm.
A guy in Evans. Washington at Philadelphia.
Wait, did you pick this game, Coach?
Yeah, Tampa.
Oh, okay. All right. Washington,
Okay.
Philly. Good.
Yeah, I'm going Philadelphia here because they're playing against Washington, and they're playing at home. So yep. Easy.
The Sam Howell project was going kind of good, and then it might be over now. My man threw a pick, like I said on Monday. He threw a pick to a man as close as I am to the screen. Like I don't threw it right at him.
He had no choice but to catch it.
Like the ball caught him, and then he just ran to the end zone. Yeah. So Eagles, it is.
This man Sam Howell, Will was making him look like the motherfucking recreation of
No.
He
beat y'all though.
Hold on. Yeah, he did. He bust our ass. I'm gonna go. I mean, of course, Philly's in the. That's a landslide right here. I can't like. We try to give the Commanders hope, but overall, this is what I feel about them. They're a shitty ass organization. They got a shitty ass head coach. They need to move off on them, and they got rid of the owner, which is good, but they need to get rid of that goddamn coach. That goddamn coach needs to be gone. Rivera, get your ass out of there.
Riverboat Ron, get him out of here. Also, the Eagles, we were starting to like make fun of them early in the year. Like they don't look like they're the same, and yet they're still winning while not looking that good.
No. Because you gotta look at the schedule they have. They are playing against the team that they should beat, and they're doing their job at doing that, and that's no shade to them. Yeah. But to say, oh, they're it's early in the season, but if you want to take this moment in the season to say that they fell off a little bit, yeah, but that don't mean nothing. You know, when you're still in contention.
It's early. They got a lot of new turnover. A lot of turnover.
Still go over there and do their thing, man. You got to realize, man, that man, Jalen Hurts, got paid a lot of money. And for a moment, it's going to look like they got gypped. But I believe system-wise, Jalen will get it together. And I feel like at some point, the Eagles will start to click more and more. And that Monday night game was a little glimpse of what they could do when they're rolling. But overall, they look a little shady to me. They look a little shysty. We'll see as the season goes by. But, I mean, with the teams that you see in the NFC, they're definitely going to be one of the top contenders.
I'm going to take Philly as well, especially playing at home. The Sam Howell, yeah, he's been exposed. And all of you Commanders fans can go back into hiding like you were before.
When do they go to percent?
Well, there was a couple of them in a couple of groups that I'm in. They came out flexing their muscles. And I'm like, where did y'all come from? We didn't know y'all was in there all summer.
Patrick bought them out. Patrick bought them out.
HTTTR, hot trash.
Hot trash. Minnesota at Carolina.
I'm gonna go Minnesota here. I think Bryce Young's gonna be out again.
Yeah, I think so.
That should be a reason to pick them. I mean, I feel like what's his name? Sam Darnold been kind of looking okay with them.
Man, listen, man. Man, this is crazy right here. I even gotta think about this game.
It's about a little while.
Oh, it's Andy Dalton.
Right now.
Is it Dalton? Wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it interesting.
Oh yeah, it is Dalton. It is Dalton. It is Dalton. Red Rifle. That's right.
I'm gonna make it interesting for everybody. I'm gonna go Panthers. I liked what the Panthers did last week against I had to think to see. Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers this week against the Vikings, man. Fuck the Vikings. Go on 5-0 and 6-7. Get Kirk out of there. You know what I'm saying? New York Jets spend that first round pick on Kirk. If you ain't gonna tank, you know what I'm saying? Because Kirk's been doing everything he can for this team all season, and the team got him 0-3. It's not Kirk's fault they're 0-3. Jefferson's fault for one game. The defense fault the rest of the games. Kirk has no fault in the Vikings being 0-3 right now. And you would usually blame the QB in this situation. Kirk's not at fault.
He lost his last loss was on him, though.
He lost them one game.
No, he did not lose in that game.
Yes, he did.
They're playing a high-octane offense. The defense has to stop that man, Justin Herbert. He can't do it. Kirk Cousins is doing what he can do to keep the game. That defense
he had a chance. He
has a brain fart at the end of the game.
He had a chance to win. All he had to do was spike it, give his team 3 shots at the end zone. Yep. He threw a pick.
They shouldn't have been in that situation. All you had to do was stop Herbert. That
shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like, look, they was
don't
in
get it, man. No out.
I would trade Kirk. If I'm Dallas, I would trade Kirk for Dak right now.
That is a low bar to set. No, that's not
same guy.
Same.
Just a different hue.
Same guy. He said, get rid of black Kirk Cousins and give me
a white dad.
Nah, man, buddy. No, man. Nah, I'm gonna pick the Vikings to win, man. They can't
After
go
all of that.
Yeah, man. Because I was thinking real talk. I was thinking to go with the Panthers, man. No bull. I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man. If you shoot it in the foot one more time, breathe for real, man. We're gonna ban you from comments, man. This is getting horrendous. Breathe, this is getting horrendous. I thought this was your team. I thought you had the recipe. And another man, Sean, stop hiding under the covers, man. You know you're a Vikings fan. You about to feel that pressure if they go 0-4. But I think you guys should win.
That's the thing. We should really be attacking Sean all the time instead of giving Breeze. Breeze one of our best supporters, and all we do is be like, "Yo, your team sucks." You know.
Go.
I forgot Sean's a Vikings fan.
No, I ain't no Vikings fan. He just want to find a team. Pick a team because he can't clown on. You know why he's a Vikings fan? He says because he said that's basically the closest American team to him, and he's been to the stadium before. That's why he's a Vikings fan.
That's fair. Look, we all got reasons.
He ain't no football fan at all. He just want to jack and Griggle and then Doc because the Vikings were good that year and he could pick them as a good team and then they end up sucking. So now you got to go with all the heat.
I do think on some level he had to pick a team because he trolled so much and people was like, "Well, what's your team?" And
he panicked.
Not just panic. Yeah, he panicked, but also he realized if he didn't have one, he couldn't be saying the shit that he's saying. And so he picked one.
He got Justin Jefferson. Hold on. You got a prime number receiver Justin Jefferson. Kirk's fantasy numbers look bloated. So, yeah, I think Sean's a fake fan. But overall, he's the fakest of fans, more than likely, and all his sports talk with friends. So,
and that's the bottom line.
You giving him that crown, huh? Mr. Plastic. That might be onto something.
Will, who did you let y'all know? For me, we're going to skip the Cowboys prediction because I'm saying, on my hand, I'm going to say Cowboys right now before you even get to the game. Let y'all know. We ain't even going to fuck around with that. There's no thinking about that.
Okay. I got Minnesota as well. Pittsburgh at Houston.
This one is a little tricky. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to pick Houston. I think CJ Stroud is gonna put together another nice game and pull them through.
I'm with you unless Fitzpatrick takes somebody out like being a dirty hitter again. But pew 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 pew. Yeah. I actually like it. I like the way Stroud's been playing, man. I really do. And he got one of the rookie receivers that's shining that. You know, we all hoped it translated, but we weren't sure. And Tank Dell doing great things over there. Everyone was like, "Oh, they're starting off the season with whatever his name is at receiver." They don't even know. But then Tank Dell stepped up. He's playing well. So, and I think Pierce has another good game this week.
You got Houston.
Listen, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got Houston.
At the end of this week, if everything goes the Texans' way, they can be in first place in the South.
That is
hilarious. Let that shit sink in right now. I mean, it's week 4, but like you said, man.
We wrote them off.
Coach used to throw little nice little suitables, you know, though that
it's in-house. It's in-house.
No. We made this point too a little bit last year that the Texans, though they were getting hammered in some games, they was competing. And a lot like the Lions.
Facts. Yeah.
Competing and all that. We're not saying that they're the Lions right now, but they got a good quarterback at home now. You know, they're trying to
good and bad losses.
You know what I'm saying?
They lost.
The defense looked prime last week. I'm gonna give Pittsburgh this game, but this is a growing. CJ Stroud can also absolutely change this game around, and they can win, have a good game. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh because my cousin TJ told me to go for it because I had the yellow do-rag on tonight. He'd knock me out if I didn't pick him. So I'm gonna pick the Steelers. But shout out to the Texans, man, on a great, just like uplifting their rookie QB. You know what I'm saying? The guy that people had doubts about. Not in a whole negative way, but you know, as all rookies do. You know what I'm saying? But Stroud is the guy that should be mentioned. Not Young. Richardson's the man, but Stroud should be considered as the rookie of the year.
It's his rookie of the year to lose now at this point.
Yeah.
Richardson's gonna have a chance. You
know who's gonna have
an award this year? DeMar Hamlin. Let that sink in, Will.
Because he's not on the field at all. They played everybody. They're like, yo, healthy scratch every game. We're gonna put you on the team, but you're just here for motivation. Healthy scratch every game.
Crazy.
I did say he had to play something.
I'm gonna go with
some of these trolls are from earlier shows with battles with me and Took. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna go with Houston as well. I liked how they looked last week. They definitely competed, and Stroud actually did some pretty good company. I think he's third all time for the first 3 starts of his career from a yard standpoint.
Yeah.
Cam was number 1 with just over 1,000 yards.
And Herbert too, probably.
Herbert was number 2. Stroud's number 3, and Patty Mahomes is number 4. It's good company.
And Patty kind of cheated because he had a whole year under the belt before he got out there.
That's true.
Also, he had Tyreek and Kelsey.
Cheat code.
Yeah.
The Raiders at the Chargers. First off, what's the over and under on fights for this game?
3.
Yeah, 3. I like 3 as a number.
3. I'll go under the 3, but you're gonna see a fight.
Absolutely.
That's the thing going on. I'm gonna go Chargers in this game.
Yeah,
Jimmy G not play?
No Jimmy G. I don't think. Concussion protocol.
He's in a protocol right now, so
And-
we don't
and-
know for sure.
And a disgruntled Adams.
And also, no one this year, once in the protocol, plays that next week.
Mm.
No one. So.
Oh, so they fixed that.
Yeah. Well, kind of, because he should have been into the tent when he took the hit, and they just ignored it and let him play. So they have fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chargers for me.
I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Chargers too because it's Vegas and Vegas is a mess.
Yes, they are. New England at Dallas. I know what 2 already said. I know what Will's going to take. You know what I'm going to take, Mr. Dale.
Go to the Cowboys, man.
You literally you thought I was going to take the Patriots? No, the Cowboys.
Really?
Look, we're going to go over this. I love my teams, but I am not Jake.
Well, I'm already going to pencil Jake in for New England.
Yeah, that you can do.
Dallas, Mr. Dale.
I think it's gonna be close. I'm gonna pick Dallas, maybe to win by a field goal.
Got 3 linemen out again.
Offensive lineman? Okay. Ooh.
We got Mac playing.
Tuquan's gonna be in Dallas. I will shake this city apart if Dallas loses the game. I just said YouTube. I'll be on YouTube if Dallas loses the game.
World Star.
fighting my own fan base because we lost. Or beating some New England fans up that I'm probably gonna get on the plane with going back. Either way, they lose.
Cowboys lose. Like stop resisting. I'm gonna get tased.
I got my yellow do-rag on. Freeze.
Oh man, Arizona at San Francisco.
Damn, man, y'all got who pick Arizona?
Stop that.
Yo, who pick Arizona?
Not one.
They shocked the world once. They ain't gonna do it 2 weeks in a row.
The third straight week, they give a team a scare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the third straight week, I think they're gonna give a team a scare. I think they're gonna give the 49ers a scare. But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think the 49ers let them win this one. I'll go 49ers.
Will?
Really? We doing it? Yeah, 49ers.
Everybody got San Fran.
Yeah.
Kansas
This
City
one
at
seems
the
bad.
Jets.
Chiefs. Low difficulty.
Yeah, it's Chiefs. It's Chiefs for sure.
Chiefs defense been playing stellar, and Zach Wilson is not going to get.
Chris Jones came back.
Yeah, man. Chiefs by 25.
It'd be like, I love when they be like, yo, one player don't make a team, then unless that one player is Chris Jones and he comes back just destroying offensive lines. It's crazy. Yeah, Chiefs.
Okay. The Seahawks at the Giants. Monday night game. That game suck.
I'm going to take the Seahawks to win. The Giants were smoke and mirrors last year, I guess.
Yeah, also no Barkley now, so yeah, it's rough.
No.
Even with
Paradise. After actually out of paradise this week, man, Zaquan is maybe questionable, may play. It's trending upward towards the play. Last time I checked yesterday afternoon, he was on track. He's trying to. Well, I don't know if he's on track to play, but I heard that he might come back. I mean, they wanted to play last week. I heard, but the 49ers would have risk.
I'm sure they did.
Monday Night Football, they're gonna need to sell the tickets and get the viewership up. So Zaquan may play Monday. If Zaquan play, I'm gonna say it right now. Zaquan plays Monday. I'm gonna go Giants in that Monday night game against the Seahawks. As much as the Seahawks are a decent team, I just think that this is 500. I think they're a sub 500 team, and it's gonna look like that this season. They're gonna win some games that you're like, oh wow, and then they're gonna lose to teams like the Giants.
The problem with Saquon or no Saquon is that it's not about the Giants' offense. Their defense been getting torn up. So
Giants at home.
Yeah.
What's the home?
The Giants at the crib.
Yeah, who'd you take?
Last time we seen the Giants at the crib, they got mopped up by Dallas 40-0. They gonna change the shit.
Who'd you take, Dale?
I have Seattle.
Okay.
Me as well.
So not only am I going to win the Monday night game, I'm going to be in first place after this week. Just let everybody know that right now.
That might be like he'd have to quit.
No, he don't have to quit. I'm only 3 days out.
I think I'm going to take. Man, the Giants look bad. I'm going to go with Seattle.
That's how I pick.
Yeah. One
exactly
of
my thought
things,
process.
one of these things is not like the other.
So we got them locked and loaded.
Lock and loaded. Everybody 0-0. Jake's 0-1 for the week. So everybody keep your stats up, man. Follow the Parlay's Perspective every Wednesday for game picks. Look after the games of the week are over for official standings, and we're gonna continue to rock it out. I got over 500. It's great for me, and I'm gonna continue to push it. And everybody else, hopefully, continue to push. Because, like I said, first place is coming. It's a matter of time, and I ain't letting go.
Hey, appreciate you, like top 10 in the BS and Beer Pick'em League too. So,
I'm top 10. I suck.
Yeah.
Bad. You got the spreadsheet too. I hate. I say like, why the fuck you got me doing this shit every week? And I'm on course this week because I think I filled up this week. So I guess I filled in the week. Last year I was missing weeks. This year I'm consistent on that. So at least I'm getting my record in. At least you get a result. But in all, man, the spreads kill. Oh, fucking God, it killed me. I'll lay that money line for me.
Well, Mr. Dale, you are a special guest tonight, so we give you first shout outs tonight.
Oh, shout out to BS and Beer.
Yeah, like salute.
Go ahead and check us out. We're gonna be going live. Probably next time we're gonna be on Sunday after the game sometime for the Beer Chaser, and just check us out. Who that?
Who that? Shout out to you guys tonight. Special shout out to Dale, man. We appreciate you hopping on with us. Love the energy you brought with us tonight. Lots of fun. We see how your picks do this week. Shout out to everybody that tuned in with us tonight. We got Jesse, Anthony, Chris, Bree, and Tim. If I forgot anybody, as always, my apologies, but y'all made this go around, and thank y'all for making a Parlay Perspective what it is.
Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out on an amazing opening day in Dallas, man. Shout out to Coach, man. Bring me over the hard 8-pit barbecue, bomb and shit. So I'm gonna get Bucky's before I leave. That's on the bucket list, Dale. So
we got you. We got you.
That definitely. Looking interested for tomorrow's activities. Shout out to Unc as well, man, pulling up on me, man. First person, came through, showed me that Texas love, man. You know what I'm saying? Was on the business movement, but it was for great cause. Shout out to the Fantasy Life, man, for throwing the podcast in our studio today. Rather, you're going to hear it here or you're going to hear it later. If you're hearing it now, you're going to get it. Now, if you don't know what the Fantasy Life is, man, check it out, man. Bunch of guys that do their thing under the Matt Berry umbrella. Matt Berry is one of the best fantasy, I guess, insiders going around right now. It's actually a big plus for
man.
So, move on, man. Yeah, shout out to hospitality too today, man. It's hot as shit out here, but I'm ready for it. Do-rag and everything, baby.
Yeah, shout out to you fellas, man. Shout out to you, Dale, for showing up. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, shout out to my man Took making that trip down to Texas. I see you, brother. Hold it down for the B, man.
How you like that heat, though?
Something different, ain't it?
It's something different. Something experience out here, man.
I mean, it's a cool one right now for him. It's only 99 today.
Oh.
99 today.
Oh.
But the beat, I'll be real. The sun after like 3:34 starts to go down. So you get your high beam in the morning and stuff like that. So, but that pool area was definitely clutch today. Shout out to you.
I can dig it. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all, man. And shout out to doing 2 hours and basically 45 minutes of a show, man. That's, wow. I just saw the time.
Right.
That's how we do out here, man. That's how we do.
Oh, goodness.
Absolutely. Let them know.
We chat, man. Chatty. The good stuff that we chat about tonight. No bullshit. Like I said,
like, share, subscribe.
Oh, it's not Friday. Coach, we're going to do it SEC Pub Friday?
Count me in. It's at 6:30, right?
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Y'all doing the SEC?
Yep. Yeah, it's called the SEC Pub. We talk about college football. That's all we're gonna talk about. So.
Oh, okay.
It's not limited to the SEC. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you start coming. I represent my horns, man.
Yeah,
I still might slide up in there.
I mean, technically, ain't Texas in the SEC anyway, so it might as well be a great introduction.
Get away from dominating. I love it.
Yeah. You were gonna bounce, then what y'all gonna do?
Shout out to the SEC Pub on Friday, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to any other podcast that you tune in, man, on our station, man. Show love, man. Like I said, man, support's free, man. Don't ever think that you gotta give $1. Soon enough you will, but right now, man, you know what I'm saying? Generous.
Also, I believe 10:30 tomorrow, Bree got a podcast going, new podcast going.
10:30 a.m.
10:30 a.m. What, Central?
Yes.
Hold on, it's 10 o'clock, 10:30 tomorrow morning Dallas time.
Nah. Oh, Dallas. Okay, yeah, okay,
yeah. That's Central.
Yeah.
So right now, what my time says right now, 12 hours from now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta get into this mode, man, because
I feel you.
Bree gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna try to catch in tomorrow, Bree. I'm gonna try to catch in on my phone or something, man. Show some comments, some love, man. You've been doing nothing but that. I gotta catch up.
If y'all don't see me in that chat, somebody text me, please. Make sure I get in. It's a good chance. The man knows me.
Y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with your boys. We up out of here.
Find this podcast and others on STWF-TV, the Podcasting Network, wherever you get podcasts.